don't get that. We need a president that will renegotiate the trade deals. Oh, funny, because we already have a president that's trying to do that. Now, granted, your party, Bernie, and I don't even know what the hell party you're a part of, but your party stands in the way of him doing that, along with everything else good that he wants to do for this country, and he still gets it done. So, nan, and boo-boo, go stick your head in doo-doo for that. What do you mean we need you? We don't need you to renegotiate. No. We already got Trump working on it.
Yeah.
We don't need you.
No,
you two-stit fool.
Lies, and more lies.
And what is he talking about? The Constitution. When has Bernie, or really anyone who we're talking about tonight, ever cared about the Constitution? Just listen to them speak. Is this what people who care about the Constitution sound like? Not my Constitution.
Exactly. Absolutely not.
I don't understand. Joe Biden
and these people clapping. Like,
they're a bunch of inbred idiots.
I mean,
I don't even care.
God.
What is Vermont known for? Cheese and what's that ice cream brand? Ben and Taylor or Penn and Taylor? What is it?
Jerry's.
Ben and Jerry's. And their ice cream is The ice cream isn't even the best. That's all Vermont is known for. It's a nothing state. It's a state that constantly gives us Bernie Sanders. That tells you the relevancy, and that tells you how important of a state that is to our union. They could just secede straight to hell. No.
You got fired up.
What is he talking about? The Constitution.
Yeah. And they're all. He doesn't
clapping. Care about the Constitution.
They're all clapping.
They despise the Constitution. Bernie and every other person in that room.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now they want to use it when it's election night. You want to use the Constitution as a freaking talking point, like you're a Republican or something.
It's almost as though he's counting on the crowd to not have a clue, and they don't. So they just cheer him.
He's not gonna have to count too hard. And there's none of these people. And I'm looking at this crowd. It's a bunch of unshaven college feminists, a bunch of beta male dudes, okay, whose girlfriends probably weigh more than them. Okay, let's be honest. A bunch of beta male dudes and unshaven college feminists. They don't know their big toe from their butthole. This is a despicable, and by the way, to steal a term from the last presidential election, absolutely deplorable people. Some of the worst. And when we were in Nevada, John, these people stink, and I mean that literally. Okay.
Really?
John, we were spending time around these people, and nice to meet you, man. Oh my God. These people literally and figuratively stink.
Well,
these Hillary, that moron Hillary talking about deplorables. These are your damn deplorables right here.
These people cheer for Bernie, and Bernie this is just repulsive. What the stuff that he says. Honest to God,
I don't understand it. But we did call Arkansas for Joe Biden, Oklahoma for Joe Biden. Yeah.
Did you expect him to do this well in these other states?
No, I didn't. I'll give it to Guillermo. I didn't expect him to
I didn't expect him to do this well in other states either.
I didn't. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Our coverage continues under an hour, ladies and gentlemen, until the polls close here in California. We're following the mayor's race. We're following District 4 City Council. We're following everything that's worth following it. We're going to follow it so hard, you're going to think this election is a cute girl. That's how hard we're going to be following this election. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Why would you listen to those other Joe Schmoes that are probably on pre-recorded programming by now? Screw them. You want to keep it right here. Stay black.
Course, but nothing is madder than March. Politics.
This is President Trump's Republican Party now. Completely.
Basketball.
You're listening to the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled, even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Don't wait until it's too late. Call now and get peace of mind for you and your family. Call 800-834-9430. 800-834-9430. 800-834-9430. 800-834-9430.
Do you want to pay more for a new car or new home or less?
Yeah!
Do you want to pay higher interest rates on your credit cards, or even to refinance student loan debt, or less? Yes! The secret to paying less on everything is a better credit score. Is your credit score less than 700? Do you even know? Well, now at the same time, you can learn exactly what your credit score is and learn how to make it better. And when you call our special credit repair hotline, you'll speak to an expert that will tell you simple steps to start improving your credit score. And the call and consultation are free. That's free. I'm telling you, the secret to paying less is a better credit score, and you can fix it right now. So please make this free call and change your life.
877-857-1658. 877-857-1658. That's 877-857-1658.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. Indeed will also give you this sticky frog, which will suddenly leap and stick to the face of the perfect hire. Okay, there's no sticky frog. But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
We are less than 20 minutes away from some results, and I'm very honored to have Nathan Alonso on the line with me. He's got a very, very important race, and we all have a very, very important stake in what happens in Fresno City Council District Number 4. Nathan.
Guillermo, I am happy to be on the air with you and all the folks out here this evening on Conservative Radio. Thank you so much for having me on, and thank you for having been a good friend and following us closely.
Oh, absolutely. How important is this race? Go ahead.
This is it. It's it. This is it. More emphasis couldn't have been put on this race and Jerry Dyer's race for mayor of Fresno. We are the last fighting troops on the edge of the cliff, and when your back is up against the wall, you fight harder than ever, and I feel like Jerry and I have done that over the course of the last year on this campaign, going out there spreading the message to folks throughout my district, throughout the city of Fresno, and telling them that it's so important that we have good, conservative, faith-filled, honorable leaders of integrity, and I'm very confident in what we're going to be seeing here at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and this has been one of the most entertaining races as well. I don't live in the district, but I have friends in the district that have been giving me the mailers. What is let me ask you this: what's up with the mailers?
Well, if you go to the door and you tell people at one door, "Oh, I'm a conservative Republican," you go to the next door and you tell people, "Oh, I'm a progressive Democrat." You go to the third door and you tell people, "Oh, I'm an independent leader." Eventually, people are going to find out, they're going to start talking, and we're going to call you out for it. So that's exactly what we did throughout this campaign, is made sure that folks were aware of misleading characterizations, even if they were self-characterizations that the other side were making. We made sure that folks were informed about it, so that they would know when they were making their decision who was going to be representing them and what kind of honesty and integrity that person has. You know, and early on in the election cycle, we did hear reports even out of the Democrats that, you know, your opponent does have a reputation of embellishing things, kind of flip-flopping, going back and forth, kind of giving people what they want to hear. That's not you. I've known you for quite a while. You've worked down there at the chamber. You've done some pretty amazing work. What will you do on day one? I think you're going to win. What will you do on day one? Got to start tackling this homelessness issue, because it's a public health and a public safety crisis. It exists in people's shopping centers, in people's neighborhoods, parks, near schools. You see it near freeways, no matter what part of the city that you're in. If you're in the wealthiest part of Copper River or the humblest part of downtown Fresno, you see homeless out and about, and it's something that we got to fix so that they don't continue to pose a public health and a public safety crisis to us.
Yeah, and the work that you've done with the chamber and some of your positions that you've announced on the campaign, you do have bipartisan support. I do have some sources on the left, and even they say, hey, he's a stand-up guy. We don't have an opinion. It would be other than he's a great guy.
Well, and that's what I'm the proudest of, is the fact that we have a lot of Democrats, a lot of Republicans, independents, labor unions, business leaders. I mean, we've got a little bit of everything. So I think that we have the diversity that represents the district to be able to represent it well and to be successful in this campaign. I can tell you this, Guillermo, we could not have worked any harder than we have so far. I mean, I've personally walked over 23,000 doors myself.
Wow.
Tens of thousands of doors walked by volunteers and paid staff members. I mean, if you talk about, did we look under every rock? We have.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. You're going to be hopefully taking over for Paul Capriolio. Paul Capriolio has been kind of in the middle. What kind of city council member are you going to be? Are you going to, Gary needs some help there on the right? Cap's been pretty in the middle there. We know that the majority of the council is turning left. Where's Nathan Alonso going to be?
We're going to pull the council back to the middle. Being a conservative is not a bad thing, and that's what people have to realize. Because conservatives want to conserve what's good in the community, what's good in America. We want to make sure that people have an ability to have additional disposable income in their pockets, and that they're not paying that income that should be in their pockets in taxes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring a fiscally conservative approach, and I have an ability to articulate that and bring people together on it. And I think what's going to be really important is having a council member that's a little more conservative, being able to articulate that message to the Latino community, especially in Spanish. I mean, that was my first language. I think that helps bring an additional level of balance.
Yeah, and side note, your Spanish is on par, man. I want to be like you, Nathan. Nathan Alonso here joining me, whose Spanish is man. I would not want to talk Spanish with you because you'd probably make me sound like Trump when I speak Spanish.
No, all that credit goes to my mom and dad, who always just emphasize that we'd be able to communicate well in the first language that we were taught as kids.
Yeah. Are your parents? Listen, results are going to be coming in pretty shortly here. Are your parents with you tonight? Where are you at?
So I'll be watching the first round of results at home in my pajamas with my parents, brothers, fiance, close friends, with my dog, and I'll be surrounded by the people who I love and have loved me, and we'll be doing it together.
Hey, earlier on today, it was sent to me. Channel 47, your Central Valley has some results already up. They have you way ahead, which is really good. And earlier on, I reached out to Central Valley. I said, "Hey, what are you guys doing? You guys got a bunch of Russians working over there? What do you where'd you get these results from?" And then I texted back and forth over there. What are you hoping in the next couple of minutes? What are you hoping to see right away? What are you hoping to see besides the obvious? You ahead?
I'm hoping that we're ahead by a decent margin, so that we don't have to be on pins and needles for the next month. The motto on my team is, I hope we win by enough or that we lose by a lot, so that we know right off the bat.
Oh, you know what? That's seeing how some of the elections have turned out. That's not. I don't want you to lose. I don't want you to lose. Period. So I don't like that motto, Nathan. Hey, let me ask you this:
we just want to know.
What is that? What is that margin? You see that first dump of results. What's that first margin in campaign? That's like, okay, we're pretty good. Does it kind of fluctuate? Give us some insider information. Do you?
You usually want to be up by more than 2.5, 3 points.
Really?
On the dump, because it can shift about that much with
I didn't know that.
Late absentees, provisionals, and all the last minute stuff. So you don't want to mess with it too much.
Yeah, I've been watching some of the ballots come. Well, I don't sound like a Russian here. I'm not watching them, Nathan. I'm looking at some online trackers where they're tracking the ballots coming in. And it looks pretty even for Democrat and Republican ballots. The independents really surprised me. Do you feel comfortable with independent? How do you feel with the ballots that have been submitted?
Well, I actually think we're going to get a fair share of Democrats.
Wow.
I think that we're going to get most Republicans. It's those independents who are interesting. We did some polling earlier on in the election, and based off our issues and based off of who I am, I think we're going to do well with them. But it's interesting because for as big of a share as they are in my district and citywide, they have just not turned out.
What have you been? Because you're saying you're getting a lot of Democrats. What have you been hearing at the door? Do they really care about party affiliation?
No, and more than anything, they identify with me, my family's immigrant story, and the plans that I have for their specific neighborhood. They respond well to that. And I mean, the simple matter of fact is our neighbors and the folks in the district can take a measure of a man when they see him at their door. When they see that you're an honest person who has detailed plans, who has experiences, who has the heart to do it, they're going to support you. And I'm proud that I've gotten calls from hundreds of Democrats and liberal Democrats that have called and told me, you know what, we know that your heart's in the right place, and we're trusting you with our vote and our family's vote.
Nathan, that's a good point. Nathan Alonso, he's on the line with me. When I talk to the liberal Democrats too, they have high praises for you. So I only hope in the next couple of minutes that dump puts you 9 to 10 ahead. And I hope you have a great night. And I hope to see you. Hopefully, I don't know where your house is, but we're going around in a couple of minutes. We're going to start going around to different campaigns. So I hope I get to see you later on tonight, and I hope we can be celebrating your victory tonight. Nathan Alonso, man, appreciate your time and best wishes. I know you're nervous right now. What are you doing to calm the nerves down? What are you doing?
Well, this morning, me and my entire campaign team, we got together at my house for a cup of coffee and some donuts. And, we just prayed. We prayed for God's comfort and in whatever the results are, and whatever our hands find to do, may we do with all of our might. And that's how we started off this morning, and now we're just getting a chance to go into the precincts and talk to a lot of our neighbors one last time. And primarily for me, it's a day full of gratitude. It's just an opportunity to say thank you to everybody.
Amen. Nathan Alonso, my good friend, I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully I'll see you tonight later on.
All right, Guillermo. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Nathan Alonso, everyone. And I'm telling you, he's got support. It's bipartisan support. And when I go out and I talk to people, and I do have, liberal sources, and they say they don't say a bad thing about the guy. And especially right now in our highly partisan political times, how often do you hear that? So much more to come. I will be out and about with the Talk Radio 1680 AM team. We're going to be at Jerry Dyer's victory party. We're going to stop by. Hopefully the Bernie Sanders campaign will let me in. Bloomberg's campaign, Esmeralda Soria. Who knows where the night will take us, but keep it right here. Jairus Jackson, John Machiko, we're going to be anchoring. I will be out and about right here. Unmatched coverage on the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED.
Democrats. When Fidel Castro came into office, you know what he did? What happens in Washington? He had a massive literacy program. Happens on the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED. All the way on the right end of the AM dial. Is that a bad thing? Special Super Tuesday election coverage starts today at 4 p.m.
From the Pacific Justice Institute, this is The Legal Edge, defending your rights as a Christian, a parent, and a citizen. Here's Brad Dacus.
Lawmakers in Iowa introduced a bill in January that would require schools to yearly notify parents before teaching material discussing gender or sexual orientation. You see, this bill makes the curriculum transparent and extends parental involvement. This is particularly timely with public schools across the country choosing radical and very controversial LGBTQ indoctrination all the way down to the kindergarten level. Folks, parents should have the right to be involved in their child's education and protect their children from the school's push to instill secular ideology.
The Pacific Justice Institute provides legal representation to individuals without charge. Learn more at pacificjustice.org. That's pacificjustice.org.
Well, see, common knowledge would tell you that our election night duty would be to bring you no black kids on the bus Joe Biden in his victory speech. But I think we may have saved the people. I really think no, because listen, if you're a conservative here, you want Nathan Alonso, and I just think that we actually saved you people the killing of some brain cells, Joe Biden. We just at the last second there, Johnny, we missed it. Joe Biden speaking in California outside of a gymnasium.
Our timing could not have been better.
I don't know why he didn't think to go in the gymnasium to host all of these people, but to each his own. There were some protesters, some anti-dairy if you want to know how crazy the left is, anti-meat and anti-dairy protesters holding up signs that said "Let Dairy Die." They actually signs that sound like that. Sounds like Andrew Jan's. They'll sound like some Andrew Jan signs. "Let dairy die." Who knows? But
what was the take-home point of all that?
They went on stage.
Yes.
They're anti-dairy,
yes.
anti-meat, climate, vegetarian, communists.
Yes.
And you noticed, as well as I noticed, that Joe Biden, his wife protected him.
Yep.
When the protesters, Joe Biden's a shell of a man. And they were female protesters, so come on now. But still,
which made it look even worse.
When protesters rammed the stage at Joe Biden's speech, these anti-dairy left-wing Nazi protesters, Joe Biden's wife started to protect him.
Yes.
Where's his manly, husbandly instincts to protect his wife?
He doesn't have the brain cells anymore to do that.
What all did he say? You suffered through something.
Yeah, I did suffer through it. So first off, he started the whole thing with just the rise from the dead. How... Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say, he said this on Saturday about Jim Clyburn. He said, "Jim, my brother, you've brought me back." And you know what my first thought was? What a typical racist to have a black man do all the work.
My brother.
Yeah, what a typical racist. You have the black guy do all your work, and then you want to take the credit. Is that not typical racist Joe? First, he wanted no black kids on the bus. Now he's up there thanking the black congressman who brought his failing campaign back to life.
Yeah.
He did all your work, and you're just going to sit here and take all the glory. You don't even know what state you're in. The states get rust, and he didn't even feel the need to defend his own wife. His wife was defending him like he's some frail old man, probably because he really is.
It was, I'm trying not to add a lot of hyperbole to it, but
no, go watch
it is true.
Go watch the damn video, people. The protesters rushed the stage. The protesters were almost, they came on, they started yelling and screaming. They were almost ripped off the stage by security before Joe Biden even realized what was going on. Joe Biden was so confused, he didn't even know, hey, buddy, dum-dum, gum-gum, those aren't your supporters. They're up here screaming and interrupting you. And by the time he figured that out, they had yanked him off the stage. But anyway, what did he say policy-wise?
So, the thing was this. So he talks about the rise from the dead. Then he talked about, I found this amusing, curing Alzheimer's and curing diabetes. But the Alzheimer's things had me laughing because he's probably praying for a cure real soon.
Yeah, that's a lot of self-interest
That's
right there.
a lot of self-interest
You want
right
Alzheimer's killed so your life can be a little bit easier, don't you? You old fart.
So then he spoke about climate change. I haven't seen the guy this happy. I don't think he's been this happy since his wedding night. Honest to God.
I don't think he's been this happy since his son got that first check from Burisma. That was the last time he was this happy.
And he was talking so fast, and I kept thinking through the whole thing, don't let your dentures fall out. Don't let the dentures fall out.
Yeah, why was he? And listen, he has right to be happy. He has a lot of right to be happy.
He sure does.
His campaign was literally in the dumps, and like we said, he used Jim Clyburn, the black congressman, to do all his dirty work, and now he's allegedly coming back from the dead, which, can we just say, when you're Joe Biden's age, don't make jokes about dying. It's just, and we're not, listen, we're not saying we want anything to happen, but in fact, when you're the age of all the Democrats that are still in the race, good idea to not make jokes about dying.
This could very well be Joe Biden's best night between now and November, if he gets that far. Honestly, I thought.
Well, we don't listen. Guillermo Moreno's out at the parties, and he'll be calling in a little bit later. But we are nowhere near as convinced as him that Joe Biden's got this on lock. So
Yeah.
The over promising, under delivering.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not going to happen.
I really thought he took like one of those 5-hour power drinks, whatever they're called.
What are those little? What are those?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
like at the gas station, and they vaguely. It's some pretty illegal stuff. Like they vaguely talk about how they can help you improve your stamina, among other things. Those little 5-hour energy bottles.
Yeah.
I feel like Joe Biden may have like had an IV of 5-hour energy.
He took like 2 or 3 of those. He was amped.
Yeah. And funny enough, he took 4 5-hour energies, but he's still going to be asleep within the next 45 minutes. I promise you.
He kept talking about the how the middle class can be improved, and I'm thinking to myself, Trump has done more for the middle class than anyone.
These people, they literally live in an alternate universe. It's the same thing with the Castro fantasizer, Bernie. We need someone to renegotiate these disastrous trade deals.
Trump just did that.
Hey, hello, princess, when did you show up to the party? It was obviously too late. That's what we're currently doing right now. You got that idiot, no black kids on the bus, Joe Biden, talking about we're going to rebuild the middle class. That was the whole point. That's what the Trump administration has been doing. A fundamental rebuilding of the middle damn class.
Yeah.
We don't need Joe Biden to rebuild a middle class. We don't need Bernie Sanders to renegotiate a trade deal. We don't need that idiot midget Michael Bloomberg to bring back the black community. Trump's got it covered. All of you idiots go back to your retirement home and eat your sugar-free oatmeal and leave America the hell alone. My gosh.
You know, it's funny, when Larry Elder was being interviewed earlier, talking about that, Trump made more than double the black vote that he had. And if he does that, it's over, guys. It's over. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't get it. They're literally acting as if we're still living under their guy.
Yes.
They're acting like we're still living under Barack Hussein Obama.
That's a great point, because that is exactly the way they're speaking.
These are the totals. And by the way, an update, Texas and Maine are still too close to call. Texas, Joe Biden doing much better than any of the polls had participated him doing. So it looks like we're going to go into our polls closing here in California, not knowing Texas. So definitely could have a big winner come out of both of those.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're acting as if we're still living under the Obama administration, where we need someone to come in and fix trade deals. We need someone to come in and give life to the black community. We need someone to come. That's what Trump is doing.
We need somebody to come in and do just what Donald Trump is doing. That's what they're saying.
We don't need you people. We don't.
He gave credit to Klobuchar. He says we couldn't have won Minnesota without her. He gave credit to Beto, saying that they're doing better in Texas than he would have anticipated because of Beto, which is a complete lie.
Yeah, here's the problem, okay? If you dropped out because of your lack of support, I'm not giving you any credit for anything.
Right.
I dropped out because of your lack of support. Clearly, you're not well liked.
Yeah, and then he went on to talk about they need to heal the country.
Yeah, shut up, Joe.
Stuff like that.
Shut up, Joe. Yeah. We're going out to our fearless leader now, Guillermo Moreno, taking it to the streets. And it's the streets of Fresno at this hour, so I hope he has on a bulletproof vest. Guillermo Moreno, my friend, how are you doing?
Good. I'm right here in downtown Fresno on Kern Street, the county clerk's office. I just saw Brandy Orth just kind of give an eyeball out here to the line that is non-existent. I'm looking at the voting machine right now. They have someone sitting right next to it. It says sitting at the vote tally is 1,172 coming out of the Fresno county clerk. There's about maybe 3 people in line ready to submit their ballots. Wow. And right across the street as I'm walking here, they got like a drive-through. So you can get a hamburger, get a couple fries, drop off your ballot. It's the ballot drop-off drive-through. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, they might make it, so they're still dropping off their ballots.
Yeah, they
hey,
still
you know
have
what? Hold
18?
on, wait. I just spotted a Democrat trustee. She's got 1 ballot. I was curious. I was like, I wonder if she's going to drop off like a load of ballots. She's just got 1. She's just got 1, but it looks like it's pretty steady.
Well, they only have 18 minutes left to drop the ballots in, right? It ends at 8 o'clock?
For Republicans. Democrats have still got a few hours.
Really?
Democrats, you still got 2 weeks, but Republicans, you better make it there quick.
Yeah, so there is a slow trickle of cars, but as far as people getting off and voting old style, not a lot of people down here at the Fresno County Clerk's office. So it looks like, hey, maybe everybody got their voting done on time. But I was expecting to see long lines, but down here at the Fresno County Clerk's office on Kern Street in downtown Fresno, you got very minimal activity.
There you have it. No, so you can't get a feel of like what the vibe is, or there's really nobody to talk to there.
No, they're very calm. They're actually very calm. They say, yeah, it's been going steady all night, no issues. That's what the employees of the county clerks are saying. County Clerk Brandy Orth, I just saw her inside. She was behind the little rail there, just kind of looked outside and just kind of went back. So she's waiting for closing time.
Did she see you and that's why she went back?
Did she not want to talk to you or what?
Yeah, she might have seen me. She might have seen me. But anyhow, hey, listen, we're going to go ahead and make our way to Jerry Dyer, but from downtown Fresno at the county clerk's office, not much activity. It looks like everybody either gave their ballot to someone or already voted.
All right, there you have it.
All right, Guillermo Moreno, keep it safe out there, brother.
All right. We'll call you from the next stop.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. So again, not a lot of action. Not a lot of activity going on down there, Johnny.
No, it doesn't look like it. They either got their votes in or they just don't care. One or the other.
I kind of hope it's the latter, to be honest.
So do I. Well, he said what? They had about a little over 1,000?
Like, if I'm going to be... that's not that much. I thought it would be more.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is a pretty big polling place.
Yes.
This is the county clerk's office. This is the polling place of polling places.
Yeah, so that's not a big number.
It's not. I expected a lot more. At my polling place today, how much of a political nerd I was number 43.
Really?
I was 43, my mother was 44, and Papa was 45.
45.
That's right. He was very happy about that.
Yeah, I bet he was.
He was very happy about being the 45th vote from our little polling center there.
Did you wear the red shoes?
No,
nobody wear the Trump outfit?
No, you can't. These damn communists. And here's what I don't understand.
Were there potential protesters there?
No, but here's what I don't understand. At these polling places, you can't wear like your Trump shoes or your Trump hat or your Trump button. Like, I'm really going to change someone's mind. You don't wear a button or a shirt or a hat to change people's mind. You do it to show support and to show that there's pockets of people that support your candidate. I don't I'm wearing a Devin Nunes button right now. Do you think I'm wearing this because I think someone that supports Bobby Bailout, whatever his name is, or Phil Arballo? You think I'm wearing this because I think a Phil Arballo supporter is going to see it and go, you know what? That button made me change my whole perspective.
Exactly.
I'm going to vote for Devin Nunes.
Yeah.
No, that's not the point. So why I can't wear my hats or things in there, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I know it's a law, and there's no arguing the law, but I don't understand it.
So California is not in yet. Texas isn't in, but right now, total pledged delegates, Biden 168 and Sanders 112.
Yes.
But that's not going to stay that way once California.
But talk about a flip. I mean,
I know it is a flip. Biden did. I mean,
Bernie was the early leader of this thing. You've now got Joe Biden out in front, and we talked about this a little bit earlier. The next states that are up, Biden's campaign is already spending almost $2 million in these states. These are the Michigans. These are the Missouris.
And Ohio the week after, I think, right? Yeah.
What do all these states have in common? And this is what the article in Politico called it. They all are pockets of South Carolina. Moderate, older black voters who trust Joe Biden. Ohio has that. Missouri has that. Michigan has that. Older black moderates who attach Obama to Biden and they love Joe Biden. If all he has to do is replicate South Carolina 4, 5, or 6 more times, and he's the one that might be running. Look at him. I sound like Guillermo freaking Moreno. He might be the one running away with this and not Bernie Sanders.
When your best candidate is potentially
your best
Joe
candidate
Biden,
has dementia.
This is really...
Come on.
We're going to see...
You can't get a dementia-free candidate at the very least. Your best guy's got dementia?
We're going to see how crazy this country is after...
He's got dementia. Amy's always up there shaking like she's got Parkinson's. And no wonder this is the party of free health care. Everybody's
and Warren's
sick.
got that scratch every time. Oh,
yes.
my... It's
no
horrible.
wonder they got to be the party of free health care. Everyone in their party is jacked up. They got some type of disease.
And by the way, now that Guillermo's not here, can we actually have a sensible discussion about does Warren drop out? Because he doesn't think she does.
Well, why is she going to stay in?
I don't
by
see
the
it.
way, he never answered that question. Why does she stay in?
Well, we ran into a commercial break, so we'll give him a little. We'll peel off on him a little bit.
She needs to get out. I think she's going to get out.
She has to get out.
What are the latest Massachusetts numbers? Pull them up here on my screen. According to the Associated Press, she'll stay in because of this, but this is not reason enough. You won your home state. What do you want me to go to Nothing Bundt Cake and get you a cupcake? You won your home state.
Yeah.
That is not something to jump up and down. So right now with 59% in, this is in Massachusetts, Joe Biden has 34%, Bernie Sanders has 27%, and Elizabeth Warren has 20%.
She's got to drop out.
So, I mean, you can't even get first in your home state. I wanted to give you a little something if maybe you got first, but maybe just a little because it's your home state. You can't even do that.
You can't come in third.
Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Real business happens in a few minutes when the California polls close. Fresno, mayoral race, city council race, David Valadao, Nunes, and of course the coveted 16th district race. All that and more results coming up after this.
We could talk about, are we still on?
To talk about the coronavirus.
When you need to let it out.
I appreciate Donald Trump taking on the coronavirus.
Donald Trump saying, don't worry about nothing. Contradicting all the experts that are standing behind him.
You're listening to the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED on the right end of the AM dial.
The following ad contains shocking material. Listener discretion is advised. Is someone in your family playing a dangerous game of Russian roulette? Over 43,000 people die a year from drug overdose. 120 people a day. 5 people every hour. 1 person every 12 minutes. 88,000 people die every year from alcohol abuse. Over 240 people a day. 10 an hour. 1 person every 6 minutes. Somebody you know may be next. Learn how to help someone you love get away from the drugs, alcohol, and bad influences. With the FMLA, people can take a leave of absence from their job and still keep it. Call now and learn how we can help you. 800-881-1672. 800-881-1672. That's 800-881-1672.
Does your current bathroom need to be updated immediately? Introducing One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling, the complete and hassle-free way to get the new bathroom of your dreams in as little as 1 day, and for as little as $199 a month. Yes, the experts at One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling will come to you anywhere in the country and show you all the customized options. Now you can have a brand new bathroom in as little as 1 day. Large or small bathrooms, if you want a new bathtub or shower installed, we can do it in as little as 1 day. And if you call right now, you can save $750 off your remodel. We make it easy by offering you financing as low as $199 per month. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation.
855-672-1566. 855-672-1566. That's 855-672-1566.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. Do not forget to buy lentils, or the lentil soup you're making for dinner will be sorely lacking. By the way, Mrs. Calloway says thanks for helping her bundle home and auto. She appreciates the extra savings, even though you kept using the word apropos incorrectly. But the main thing is, do not forget to buy, what was it? Something apropos the lentil soup. Sorry, I'll call you back.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Talk Radio 1680 KGED, the only place you need to be on election night. Now, geez, how about we get these headphones on before we come on? You're gonna blow out my freaking eardrums sitting up here. My God.
Sorry.
All right. You want to eat some Pop Rocks and put your mouth up to the mic and see what it sounds like? My gosh.
Hey, I'm working here. So, anyways, I do have to ask.
What do you
because just to finish the conversation we had about Warren.
Listen, take your time, but hurry up because the real business is about to start with the California.
What if Warren was to drop out? Who does she endorse?
Now, she could go, and this was actually trending, Warren endorse Bernie. Hashtag Warren endorse Bernie. The progressive Bernie people, they made this trend last night, and the whole logic behind it, they made it trend on Twitter and Instagram, I believe. And the whole logic behind it was, hey, the establishment is lining up behind Joe Biden. How about the one outright socialist in the race who's left, Elizabeth Warren? How about she throw her support behind Bernie so we can show a show of force? It doesn't look like she's that interested in doing that, but it also looks like she's about to lose her home state. So, either drop the deuce or get off the pot, princess. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I just cannot see. She comes in third in her own home state. I just can't see her. Yeah.
Sad. Now, the good news, the good times just continue to roll. What? That's Louisiana, isn't it? Good Times Roll, or Let the Good Times Roll, or is that Vegas? No, Vegas is Sin City. Who gives a damn? Joe Biden's fundraisers see millions of dollars in new commitments with Super Tuesday surge. Bundler loyalists to Joe Biden are seeing dozens of new donors as he picks up several big wins, according to sources on Super Tuesday. Listen to this. Biden's fundraising events have sold out one by one as the Super Tuesday night has rolled on.
Really?
This was updated literally 15 minutes ago.
How about
so
that?
Joe Biden, as these results are coming in, that is showing him winning state after state, and as we said, we'll be honest, it's been a very good night for Joe Biden.
It has.
That shows him winning state after state. Apparently, his fundraising events, which were having like all of 12 people show up, I guess, are now starting to sell out. And again, just some of the states: Arkansas, Alabama, Minnesota, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee. It's going to be very close out in Texas. And remember the P word: proportional. Virginia, also Joe Biden. So yeah.
It's getting a little closer in Texas, actually.
Absolutely. And then when I said this, you all looked at me like I had 18 eyeballs or something. But Bloomberg, this news just came out as our intro music was bringing us back. Bloomberg to decide if he will continue in the race Wednesday.
That usually means he's dropping out.
He gone. He might be gone. Michael Bloomberg is going to decide, and it doesn't say we're going to have an announcement tomorrow. It just said that he's going to be contemplating tomorrow if he should stay in the race after a poorer showing on Super Tuesday states than he expected. And boy, it really was. Bloomberg did not get, and I'm just saying this, based off the millions he spent, Bloomberg did not get his money's worth.
No.
I mean, you spend that much money, millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Tens, if not hundreds, right?
Yes. And you win America Samoa. That's your cherry on top. You spend millions, hundreds of millions, and you're coming home with America Samoa. That's the W that's in your bracket. That's very sad. I hope Guillermo goes to the Bloomberg people and just absolutely pisses on their parade.
Well, yeah, he probably will.
Well, he should, because he had he had an absolutely terrible showing tonight.
He did. No,
listen. And this report, by the way, is from the I don't know who it's from, but the Hill.com. The Hill.com reporting that Bloomberg is going to consider getting out of the race, possibly. He's going to consider his future in the race tomorrow. Well, and judging by these results, and judging by how much money he spent, he has no reason to stay in this race.
He missed the first 4 primaries. So then he kind of buys his way in. He had to do well in those debates. He had to, and he just did terrible. And that was really the beginning of the end.
Well, thank you. That was the beginning of the end. It's been a downhill trot ever since then.
Yeah, it really has. He, as you said, for the amount of money, you know what you could have done with that money? Oh my God! He
could have helped all these single black moms at his campaign ads, bro. I'm so sick of his ads.
I am
sick
too.
of his ads.
I cannot turn on anything without seeing Bloomberg's face.
And we got to hear this black single mama and how much it helped her. And he plays right into it because he goes out there and says, I know my story would have turned out different if I was black. Shut up, okay? And give credit where credit is due. He put in the hard work. I'm not even 100% sure what he did, but he put in the hard work, and that's why he's rich, okay? You're not rich because you're white, and if you would have done this exact same thing and you were black, guess what? You still would have been rich.
He found a need out there for something that people bought into, and he made billions of dollars.
Don't talk to us about I'm only where I am because I'm black. No, you're not.
You're where you're at because of capitalism.
Yes.
And the way things are running. Yeah.
And he claims to be a pro-capitalist candidate. That's what he claims.
Yeah.
Again, we are projecting Joe Biden will win the state of Minnesota. Joe Biden will win Oklahoma. Joe Biden is making a very good run at it in Texas. It is a good Joe Biden night, ladies and gentlemen.
And I think Massachusetts is the ready to declare him winner.
Yeah. Again, Elizabeth Warren. Yeah. Not looking too good there, my friend.
A distant third.
Distant third.
Very distant.
But the good thing, John, is it's not like this is her home state or anything.
No.
Oh, wait, it is.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I wouldn't have known looking at these numbers.
Yeah. But believe it or not, it is her home state.
She's dropping out tomorrow. There's no path.
She should drop out tonight.
No, I know. I'm just saying there is no path to victory for her at this point. None. She just needs to be done. And her problem, she was never authentic. She was never consistent. She
didn't even know what reservation she belonged.
She was trying to be the female Bernie Sanders, and it just didn't sell.
And she tried to be really, really, really left. Then she attempted to be a moderate at some point.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, I'm going to go after Bernie's votes. Oh, wait, the Bernie people don't like me that much. Well, hey, Joe Biden people, how do you feel about me? Maybe I'll go over to you guys.
She was never consistent with her messaging.
Hit
and
a freaking target you can hit.
Yeah.
Because if her campaign has proved one thing, when you try to hit 15 different targets, you don't hit any of them.
That's exactly right.
Case in point, you're coming in third place in your home state.
Yep.
Leave me alone, Pocahontas.
Yeah. I think tomorrow we'll see the end of her.
Again, Talk Radio 1680 KGED, the real election. If there hasn't been enough already. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. You definitely do not want to miss it. The California polls close in a matter of seconds, and we will have the first dump, if you will, of those results after the top of the news from the best in the business, ABC. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Don't get tired on me now. Take some, what keeps you up at night?
Yeah, the Biden, the Power 5, the 5-hour power.
Go get some 5-hour
energy drink. That's what it is.
Or some Rhino pills. Do something that'll keep you up all night, because we're just getting started. Talk Radio 1680 KGED.
This is the Central Valley's home for ABC News. Talk Radio 1680 KGED, Fresno.
From ABC News, I'm Daria Albinger. It has been a big night on this Super Tuesday so far for Joe Biden. ABC News is projecting he'll win the Democratic primaries in Minnesota, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Alabama, North Carolina, and Virginia.
People are talking about a revolution. We started a movement. We've increased turnout. The turnout's turned out for us.
ABC's Brian Clark on what went Biden's way in one of those states.
More than half of the voters in Minnesota, 55%, told early exit polls they made their choice on a candidate in the last few days. Of that group, 53% supported Joe Biden. In the last few days, Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota dropped out of the race. 75% of the voters viewed her favorably. Of that group, Biden got 44% of their vote compared to 21% for Bernie Sanders and 18% for Warren.
Sanders projected to win Democratic primaries in Utah, Colorado, and in his home state of Vermont, where he spoke to supporters not too long ago.
You cannot beat Trump with the same old kind of politics.
Mike Bloomberg wins the Democratic caucus in American Samoa.
Bloomberg, no doubt, looking for a return on his investment. He has a lot riding on these contests tonight for him, because this is the first time that his name appears on any ballots and his first chance to see what voters think of him, not Democratic Party officials, not his rivals, etc. So a lot riding on this tonight.
ABC's Mark Remillard with the Bloomberg campaign in Florida. Attorney General Barr reportedly splitting with President Trump over the reauthorization of the Foreign Surveillance Act, or FISA. Sources tell ABC News Barr wants a clean reauthorization of the act. The president wants the law reformed after a critical inspector general's report. Amazon is confirming that one of its employees has contracted the novel coronavirus. You're listening to ABC News.
Everything up until this point has just been child's play, I must say so myself, Johnny. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. The polls have closed in California. Our Fox News little screen right here has Karl Rove with a whiteboard out, so you know it's election
you know it's
night.
serious.
You know it's election night in America. When Karl Rove has broken out his whiteboard, the polls in California have closed. And I think I just broke a record because I've clicked refresh about 80 times since 8 o'clock. So, yeah, we're right here on the Fresno County website, Secretary of State website. We're so dedicated to get these results that John actually Googled and he was on Huffington Post's website. That counts.
I was.
That right there, I think that alone proves just how serious we are actually taking this here, waiting for the first results that we can give to you here. Of course, focusing on the big races, the Fresno mayoral race, Fresno City Council District 4 race with Nathan Alonso, who we had on, 16th Congressional District. Does Kevin make it to the top two? And you guys are some Debbie Downers.
I hope you're right.
No. Don't think that you can fix this now. You, Guillermo Moreno, some of the biggest Debbie Downers, alleged Republicans, and that is what I'm going to call them, alleged Republicans, up here thinking that Kevin Cookingham doesn't have what it takes to make it. Shame on you. Shame.
I hope I'm wrong.
Shame.
Yeah, right.
Shame on you.
Okay.
Why would you say that?
I look, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope
You will
I'm
be wrong. He's gonna eat. Listen, don't worry about my man cooking him. All right, he's gonna be able to hold it down. You got absolutely nothing to worry about. The 16th race, we also got the 21st congressional district race. David Valadao, $250,000 the Democrats have actually thrown into this primary race. Again, primary race. If you want to know just how scared they are of their tax dodging thieving candidate. So it's. Again, Talk Radio 1680 KGED waiting for the results. Yes, Devin Nunes' district. You've got, and this is why we talked about this before. The Democrats are so dumb that in the 22nd district, they're splitting the vote 3 different ways.
You're not going to beat Nunes like.
And I'm thinking, at the very least, someone has to say, psst, psst, hey, fellow numbnuts. This is a conservative district with one of the most popular conservative congressmen. How about we pick only one person so we at the very least have a chance? No, not these Albert freaking Einsteins. They're going to split the vote in a district that they're already down by. They're going to split that vote by 3 different people. I really don't.
Math is racist, as you have said many times.
Well, listen. This is true. We all know that math is racist. It's created by those evil whiteys, of course. So, still waiting for results here. I've never refreshed the page as much as I am right now.
I know, right?
But we are very much hoping to get some results for you here. What are your predictions for the mayoral race? We've talked about it before. Do you think, again, do they get the 50+1? Do they get the 50+1 tonight? I'm very much inclined to believe that there's not going to be 50+1 and that this is going to go on to November. Now, Alex Talvian from SJV Sun cleverly said it's not going to be decided tonight, but because of how California likes to run their Banana Republic elections, it'll be figured out within the next 2 weeks or so once all the votes come in. What says you, Johnny?
I kind of agree with you. I think this is going the distance.
Do you really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just listening to some people talk over the past week kind of made me feel like this was going more towards more the distance than being done tonight.
I would definitely think so.
You think so too?
Yeah, no, this is not going to be decided tonight.
No, it's not going to be decided tonight.
I wish California, or I wish Fresno was that conservative to where it would be decided tonight, but unfortunately, that is not the case. Is it still zeros on the screen, Johnny?
Yes.
All right, well, we are just going to keep on waiting here, throwing it over to Texas, a state which is counting its votes equally as slow as we are. I must say, they currently have it at, okay, we're going to go out to Guillermo Moreno, who right now is live on location with Jerry Dyer.
All right.
I'm outside of the of Jerry Dyer's campaign party at the Elbow Room. I'm looking at the results here, and they're about to give the results to Jerry Dyer. He's at 59.47. We should be next in line for the interview. He's looking at the results right now. He's seeing himself at 59.47%.
All right, well.
He's looking at the results right now, 59.47 to 32%. As soon as we're next in queue, to get an interview with Jerry Dyer. We're out here at the Elbow Room.
What's the turnout like tonight out there?
So it's there's a lot of people out here. There's a lot of people out here. He's got maybe a couple hundred inside of the Elbow Room on the patio. So far, he's up 59.47. We'll be in line. We're in line next to get an interview with Jerry Dyer. Pretty happy right now. His campaign staff is pretty happy. It's gonna be a good night. Gonna be a good night if this holds up. So I'm gonna throw it back to you guys, and as soon as I have Jerry Dyer, we'll go ahead and take me back.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
So we were mentioning that all this happiness of Joe Biden winning all these states and all this, we kept telling people to snort it like you're a cokehead. Snort all of it up that you can, because that happiness may end when the California polls close. And lo and behold, again, very early, very, very, very early. But it looks like there might that happy train, that gravy train, if you will, Johnny, might continue into the 8 o'clock hour, which I think would be happy for all of us to hear.
Yes, it does look that way, doesn't it?
So again, the very early results that you're seeing there, at any moment, Guillermo Moreno, we're going to have an exclusive interview with former police chief Jerry Dyer at his campaign headquarters. And I wonder this is the thing, because you got to kind of, throw the baby out with the bathwater. I almost prefer to be at the Democrats' losing campaign headquarters than the Republicans winning, because, Johnny, as you know, depressed, sad Democrats makes me oh so happy.
Isn't one of your favorite YouTube videos ever is the night that Trump won the election? That is the greatest.
When I'm depressed, I go and I watch videos of those little liberals and those beta males crying themselves to sleep because
It's one of
they're
the
so upset.
funniest videos ever.
It's one of the it's therapeutic, John.
It is therapeutic. I agree.
I would agree. No, it is. It's a therapeutic thing to go back and watch that video.
Why is California taking so long to dump some votes here? Utah is Bernie Sanders declared the winner, 29 delegates. That's his third win of the night.
So what do you think? What's the narrative coming out of this? Because, and I've fallen victim to it because Lord knows I'm not a big fan of Fresno. But what is the theory or the logic if you get a Jerry Dyer outright win? If we were dead wrong, and we'll admit that we were dead wrong. If you get an outright Jerry Dyer win, if you get Nathan Alonso, who gets an outright, even though, they're going to go on because it's the primary, but still, if he ends up having the highest totals, if Republicans have a decent night, and of all places, Fresno, what is the narrative? Is it that Fresno's returning to its roots? I think that the move to Fresno being left, kind of like Texas, is still continuing. It's just a matter of everyone, like people commonly, instant gratification. We want it right now, and it's not happening that fast. What is the narrative if Dyer takes it outright? If you've got Alonso, that even though it's only two people in it, he ends up winning. What is the general logic? What is the theme? Is the talk still any day now Fresno's going to be a hardened progressive city, or what's the thought process?
I'm not sure that Fresno itself would ever be a hardened progressive city. Just too much of the agriculture, industry. San Joaquin Valley, I think, is a little different than the Hollywood elites or the San Francisco techies. I don't know. I just always think that Fresno is going to be a little different. I think Fresno is always going to be a little more right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someday it'll change, but I don't see that being the case.
Well, we're always pessimists on this program, John. So.
Not always, but
I guess that's true. Again, standing by, folks. You definitely want to stick around. Former police chief Jerry Dyer, and according to some of the early results, some of the earliest drops, the leader of the Fresno mayoral race. God, you know how happy it makes me that the prospect of Andrew Jans being a two-time loser. Oh, it makes me. You have no idea how happy I'm. A happy boy right now that Andrew Jans is going to be. And again, we don't want to put the cart before the horse.
No.
Don't want to put the baby water before the baby. Don't want to put the crib before the infant. Whatever the saying is, we don't want to do it. But according to what Guillermo said, and everyone at the campaign headquarters seems to be pretty happy, things are looking good for Dyer.
59.4 is a big number.
So what does he run for next? He being Jans, because he's not going anywhere, but I'm tired of seeing his little fugly face. So can I go an election cycle without having to see his face at the very least? Or do you think he runs for something else?
No. This might be. I think this is the end of the line.
Really?
Yeah.
The end of the line?
Well, I mean, what's he going to run for?
He'll find something, John. Find something. He'll find some mercy seat that, like, conservatives or Republicans.
Superintendent of a school?
It'll be a mercy seat that doesn't really fire up conservatives to vote against him, so he can kind of mosey on in there somewhat easily. That's my honest pick. That's the only thing that I think that he would be able to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him running for a big seat. I don't know. Maybe he thinks he will. He's fairly young still, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So
maybe. So going nationally here, this trend that we're seeing in Texas is actually continuing. You've got Bernie Sanders at 27%.
Yeah.
However, Joseph Biden is at 21%. So
in Texas,
these are no. But remember, it was supposed to be a blowout. It was
right.
supposed to be a blowout.
Oh, finally, okay. The numbers coming in.
And it's appearing that we're not having that blowout effect. Still waiting on results, of course, for the mayoral race, District 16, District 22, District 21. Hope to be getting those results at any moment now. Guillermo Moreno standing by with an exclusive interview with the police chief, Jerry Dyer. We do have some early results also coming from, what is this? No, these are not. No, these are not it. Never mind. Excuse me. So, yeah, we're continuing, chugging along here. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. What do you make about, this is an honest question, because I think it's time we ask it. Let's ask the other side of it. What if tonight you've got, Dyer at the top and the old moniker that Fresno has? I don't want to say conservative, because look at the guy that we have now. I would not call him a conservative. But that Fresno has Republican, right-leaning-ish mayors. If Dyer ends up getting in there, especially on the first ballot, on the first time, if he ends up doing that, But then down ballot, it does go left. I think you can attribute that completely to Dyer's name recognition. And in fact, if you do have a Dyer victory at the top, and then the Sparza race doesn't go too good, and some of these other congressional races don't go too good, that's going to show that Dyer's in there because of the name ID and because people genuinely like him, which how could you not? It's going to show that people genuinely like him, and that for the days of Republicans just plucking a candidate and throwing them in there in Fresno City or Fresno County, that those days are over.
That's actually a really good question.
And that you have to get someone with the name ID of Jerry Dyer, which no one else exists, by the way. There's no second Jerry Dyer on our side with the name ID.
Right.
That's not going to be a good outcome.
That's a really good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, we'll see. You know what? If that turns out to be the case, that's definitely worthy of a discussion that needs to be had, for sure.
Yeah, I think so. We have Guillermo Moreno here with Jerry Dyer. Let's throw that out.
How do you feel right now? I feel good. I came here with the total peace of God, and it's not that I'm overconfident, but I know that I've done everything that I was supposed to as a candidate. I went to countless events, 150 events that I spoke at. We met our campaign fundraising goal and exceeded it by 100,000. I sought out the right endorsements. I've walked the neighborhoods. I've done everything I know to do. For 9 months, I've poured my heart and soul in this campaign 7 days a week. And so the rest is really up to the people of Fresno and to God.
Amen. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
One more question. All right, Guillermo Moreno.
All right, hold on. Wait 1 second. So that was Jerry Dyer. I was right in front of him as the news broke. He literally, one of our good friends showed him the cell phone and said, hey, look, this is where you're at right now. About 59%. I don't know the percentage.
59.47%. Yeah.
So I was standing there, and there's only two reporters, and the look on Jerry Dyer's face was one of just you could tell I think he was surprised. I think he was shocked when I first saw him look at those results initially. He was shocked, hugged his wife, and just he was still in shock for about a good 20 seconds before he took that first interview. But Jerry Dyer, it looks like it's going to be a pretty comfortable night. I looked at his campaign staff. They all had the sigh of relief when those first results came. At 8 o'clock, I was standing right next to one of his campaign staff members, and he kept refreshing his page. I kept refreshing my page, and as soon as I knew something came up, he ran inside and then ran back to Jerry, showed him that, and Jerry Dyer is pretty ecstatic. He had his wife right next to him, and I was happy that he was able to take our questions. So he's about to go in right now inside the restaurant and address the crowd. I mean, he hasn't even gone inside and addressed the crowd. There's got to be about a good maybe about 150 to 175-ish people right outside of the Elbow Room patio. But as it stands, a very, very good night for Jerry Dyer if these numbers hold up.
Yeah, knocking on the door, a 60%. Currently at 59.47%. Andrew Jans is at 32%, and then all the other ones are completely irrelevant. So that's very telling. He was shocked by this, kind of an insight to how he was feeling tonight. He was shocked by these early numbers.
Yeah, he was shocked, and I'll tell you this, man. It was fate, man. I stood right next to him as he saw those results. He was pretty surprised. I think they knew that they were going to be leading, but by that wide of a margin, almost double. He's inside right now. I can see him. They have a banner that says Jerry for Dyer, and he's right in front of it right now. No, wait, no, never mind. He's bald, so there's another bald guy there, so never mind. Wait, he's still outside. He's still taking television interview, but pretty happy. Some of the individuals that you have here tonight, you have some elected members here. You have a nice mixture out here at the Elbow Room.
So that's really nice. So what is the word? Because your prediction, and my God, we're gonna have to really pay the piper with Guillermo tonight.
You're gonna be eating crow, buddy, because it looks like all my predictions are coming true tonight. What did I tell you? What did I tell you, Jared? Just don't doubt Guillermo.
Hold on. The 16th district is still out there. We don't know about that prediction, so hold on now. It may not be a completely clean sweep for you, buddy. But when it comes to nationally, when it comes to the mayoral, it looks like you were right. I think you have cleaned the slate from your abysmal 2018 predictions.
No kidding, but everybody's happy. Right? You could tell everybody right now is looking at their phones right now and sharing it outside of the Elbow Room. But
so here's the
pretty packed Elbow Room patio right now.
Dyer looked shocked. You're saying his supporters looked shocked. I mean, how did these people? I mean, because we heard rumors maybe the campaign was a little nervous. I mean, it looks like the campaign starting out tonight was even a little bit shaky, and then they have all been relieved as they keep refreshing their pages.
It goes back to what I was telling you. I think they knew they were going to be leading, but by leading by this much, I think that took everybody by surprise. But it's everyone's pretty happy over here at the Elbow Room. You have Sal Quintero here, who's a supervisor. I've seen the president of the Fresno Chamber out here. My mother's out here. It's everyone's just happy. I think if this holds up, it could be a very good night, and it could be over. It could be over before 11 o'clock.
Wow.
Over before it even started. Guillermo Moreno reporting live from us at Jerry Dyer's campaign. How long are you going to hang out here and then, go hang out with your liberal buddies after this?
Well, I'm curious. Whatever, buddy. Hey, I'm just curious. He's still out back taking a television interview, but he's about to walk in any minute now, address everybody. I think I'll probably stay until he gets back. That way you guys can hear the crowd and the jubilation from the crowd. But as soon as he steps in, trust me, as soon as he steps in, you'll hear it. I'm standing right outside the patio. We're just waiting for him. He's going to be stepping inside any minute now. Wait, he's inside. State Senator Borges just walked in right behind him. Jerry Dyer just walking in right now. We'll see if he's going to address the crowd right now. He's still doing some television interviews.
So again, Guillermo Moreno live at the Elbow Room. Jerry Dyer's before the results close, it's called a watch party because you don't know which way the race is going to go. But I think we can officially give this the title of a victory party for former police chief Jerry Dyer.
Absolutely. No, I was who was I speaking to? I think it was Nathan, right? I said, hey, Nathan, comfortably, what do you want to be leading by? And he had said, by about 3 percentage points is a pretty good margin to be leading by those first numbers for the Fresno County Clerk's Office. And Jerry Dyer here leading by a substantial amount of numbers. I'm not sure Andrew Jans is going to be able to catch up. That's a huge margin. And that's why I'm saying it could be over fairly quickly.
So I don't know, and we're not able to see where these first votes are coming in from. But let's say if, all right, for the sake of it, boys, if Jans were to come back, where would those votes come from exactly? Where would he need to overperform to try to close this gap?
Well, the votes that you're seeing right now, Jairus, are pretty much all the ones that were mailed in, sent in, maybe some of the drop-off locations. So they're kind of spread out, Jairus. I don't know when each of the precincts are going to be reporting which ones are on the west side, which ones are on the north of Fresno. But I mean, look at the spread, Jairus. Look at the spread. He's got to make up 13,000 votes. Andrew Jans does, and hope that Jerry Dyer doesn't get any. I just came from the Fresno County Clerk's Office on Current Street. In that voting precinct, there was 1,172 all day at just that one in downtown. So you got to. It doesn't matter where in Fresno. He's not going to be able to overpass the amount Jerry has.
Yeah, this is a wrap. No, it is. I mean, there was a lot of early voting in Fresno, from my understanding. And
so some of the people that I can see here: Paul Dictos, former county assessor, just walked in. State Senator Andreas Borges here as well. Fresno Chamber president in the patio as well. Jerry Dyer still doing interviews, but everyone's having a good time, and as they should. This thing is, I don't want to say it's pretty much over, but it's pretty much over. H. Spies with the mayor's office is on the patio as well. We're just waiting for Jerry to just kind of make the rounds and address everybody.
Now, this question, we threw this back and forth before we went out live to you. If tonight you have Dyer win it outright or get damn close to doing it, if the Alonzo race goes the way that we want it to go, does the narrative change that Fresno is slowly but surely becoming more progressive? Where do we go from here if it looks like how it's looking, which is Republicans might actually have a decent night for once?
Yeah, but you got to remember that Alonzo race. If Tyler Maxwell holds on to his lead, that could be very problematic because then they're going to have a veto-proof majority. And don't get me wrong, the mayorship is very important, but with that veto-proof majority, Jerry Dyer can go ahead and veto anything that's that doesn't pass the conservative muster. It's going to go back to the council. They're just going to override it. So the first and most important race right now is the mayorship, but the second most important one after that is District 4. And right now, that's going to be problematic. If Jerry Dyer holds on to this lead, which he probably will, what you're going to end up seeing is some lengthy, long, hard-fought battles between the mayor's office and a very, very progressive city council.
Guillermo Moreno at the Elbow Room, smitten. Can we say that? Smitten it. I mean, with some of these names he's throwing out, this is Fresno royalty smitten it up at the Elbow Room with Jerry Dyer.
Yeah, Councilmember Gary Bredefeld is here as well with his wife.
Talk to Gary.
Did I talk to Gary? No, I didn't talk to Gary. He's so media right now is pretty much on the perimeter, besides some of the television stations. So I'm not going to get back in there because you're not going to be able to hear me. But no, Gary Bredefeld is right there. Everybody's happy, Jairus. So everyone's excited. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to stay here because I want to make my way, down the road. But
we had said that now that we know that we're kind of good on this side, we kind of want you to go to Jansen so we can feel all the
you know what? I'll tell you this. I'll make the old college try. Old college effort. I'll try to get in there if they let me in. Good. If not, then Tyler Maxwell is there. He's in downtown Fresno with Andrew Jans. So at least he'll be pretty excited so far. That's a close race. What's the spread on that? Like what? 400 votes?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, 400 votes. So that's still a close one. And Nathan Alonso said in the last hour when I spoke to him, hey, what he wants to do is he wants to be able to have some finality. Either he said he's going to win big or lose big. And right now, there's not going to be finality. That one might go all month.
Yeah, like Alex Talvin said, those are going to be some results that we get in a few weeks. Out here in California, we have month-long elections. That might be one of those races that Alex was referring to.
No, exactly. So I'll tell you what here, I'm going to go ahead and just turn it over to you guys. I'm going to make my way on to downtown Fresno, but right here live from the Elbow Room, the campaign victory party for Jerry Dyer. You got a lot of people here. You have probably now close to about 200 people here. State Senator Andreas Borges, Fresno City Council member Gary Bredefeld. You have the former county assessor here, tons of media, tons of police officers too in there that I recognize. So it's pretty good night.
Well, don't worry, you're very safe, Guillermo. Guillermo Moreno reporting live from the Elbow Room, Chief Dyer's celebration party, and boy is it ever. Thank you, Guillermo. All right, Talk Radio 1680 KGED. We're gonna break our screens if we clicking them.
You have no idea how great it is to be back in South Carolina.
Rinse.
Mike Bloomberg focusing on some of the Super Tuesday states.
Repeat.
Andrew Yang will suspend his campaign.
The race heats up.
Is the beginning of the end.
2020 happens here.
For Donald Trump.
You're listening to the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED on the right end of the AM dial.
Let's talk for a minute about stock market volatility. Hi, Rick Edelman here. You can expect to see market volatility, but don't let it frighten you out of your investment and retirement accounts. Now, I'm not making light of volatility. We get it. It's unsettling. But volatility is really simply a routine part of long-term investing. And the best way for you to avoid stock market volatility? Don't have all your money in stocks. That's why here at Edelman Financial Engines, we're careful to give our clients highly diversified portfolios, placing only a portion of assets into stocks. This helps give you the confidence that stock market volatility is really nothing to get concerned about. We've been helping thousands of clients just like you for 33 years. So come talk.
Hey, Guillermo.
Yeah.
You're on Fresno County website, right?
The one that I looked at the initial results, yeah.
For the result, okay.
I'm not on air, right? Because I'm at a urinal right now.
No, you're fine. Although that would make for some good radio, I think.
Hey, so I think we're good here. You want me to head on downtown?
Yeah, where are you headed to next?
Mix it all. Maybe Sanders.
Sanders?
What is has California been called?
Do that. Yeah, it's been called for Bernie. So.
Been called for who?
It's been called. California's been called for. Yeah, it's been called for Bernie. So.
Okay, so maybe I'll head on down there.
All right.
Hey, let me find my mom real quick, and then I'll head on down there.
All right, give it.
Robinson at Champlain and Perrin. Ooh, oui, mon ami. You're gonna love both places.
Free Enterprise Society exists to educate Americans about the importance of the U.S. Constitution. This is the formula, if you will, that made this country the greatest country the world's ever seen. We're not supposed to be like the rest of the world. You can get more information at my website. We're also funded by people like you. We have a membership. We can help you with some IRS problems. We also need donations and benefactors to continue this work. So if you want to abolish the income tax, check us out. If you have questions, feel free to contact me. But anyway, thanks for listening.
Do it, mother lovers. Talk Radio 1680 KGED, bringing you live through the night coverage. Here, the polls in California have closed. Things look very, very good on the mayoral side. They look decent on the District 4 side. All right, we're no Johnny Lose Hope. We're doing all right here.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep things going. By the way, can I give a shout out to Devin Nunes?
Yeah,
just a little shout out to Nunes. Now,
man.
It looks a little rough. Okay, it looks a little rough. Devin Nunes is only coming down with 61% of the vote. That's all. Okay.
How much?
61%. That's it. That's it. I know.
He's slipping.
Oh,
stop it.
He's slacking.
He's got to get his game face on. What's going on here?
His closest competitor pulling down a measly Phil Arbalo at Genius, pulling down a measly 24%. That's just
24% too much.
That's just sad. 24%, and it only gets worse. Poor Bobby Bailout. Is it Bailout? Peel-out? What is it?
Just Bobby.
Just Bobby. Just a damn disgrace, Bobby. Bobby is coming down with 9%, and then it only gets worse from there.
Yeah.
So, Nunes absolutely killing it, as he always does, holding down over 60% of the vote at the moment. Johnny,
he's in
statewide,
beast mode.
What do we got going on statewide? Apparently, Bernie can be quite happy tonight. Yeah. But read off the percentages. This is what I said. This is the same thing that's happening in Texas.
Right.
Texas was supposed to be big for Bernie. Bernie's winning, but it's not going to be big. California was supposed to be massive for Bernie, and Bernie's winning, but it's not massive.
So it's still early in California, but Bernie's got 27.1% of the vote. Actually, who's coming in second right now is Michael Bloomberg with 20.1% of the vote.
You have to be at least 4'7" to come in second place. Listen, that's in the California Constitution. You have to be at least 4'7" to come in second place. That's true fact.
So speaking in Trumpian language, we got Crazy Bernie at 27.1, Mini Mike at 20.1, Sleepy Joe at 17.2%. And that's your first, second, and third. I think fourth is Buttigieg, who's not in the race. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Is he beating Warren? Please don't tell me that's true. That's I'm going to laugh too hard. Oh no, he's losing by 0.6. So Warren's fourth with 11.2.
All right, so give me the top four one more time.
So we got Bernie at 27.1. We got Michael Bloomberg at 20.1. We got Joe Biden at 17.2, and then Warren coming in fourth at 11.2, and Mayor Pete, who's not in the race, at 10.6.
And the biggest news of the night, the forever beautiful Tulsi Gabbard has a delegate. That's not good news. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it is. Yes. And every man in the studio currently clapping. That's right.
Even our producers.
Yeah, our producer. He doesn't care about politics until we mention the name Tulsi Gabbard, and then he perks up.
That's right.
His head perks up, and then he starts beating his eyes around. She's not here. We're just talking about her results. That's all. That's all. And by the way, the all-important 16th congressional district race, Johnny, if you're a bet, I was going to say if you're a betting man, you worked in a casino, and you have mafia ties, so of course you're a betting man. What if you have to pick? I can tell you this much: it's a Democrat that is in the lead in the 16th congressional district.
Tell me it's not true.
Well, we've got the results. A Democrat is in the lead, but is that Democrat Mr. Costa, or is that Democrat the AOC of the Valley, Esmeralda? What Democrat is currently leading in the 16th?
This is going to be far-fetched, but I'm going to say Costa.
You're going to say Costa?
Yeah.
Well, you would be correct, my friend.
I would.
Current results out of the 16th district, Jim Costa pulling down 44% of the vote, and in second place...
That's the question.
And in second place, conservatives?
Yes.
You can breathe somewhat of a sigh of relief, because second place is Kevin Cookingham with 28% of the vote, and Esmeralda de Soria... I'm told I say her name wrong. Her name is Esmeralda... It's just Soria.
Right. What do you say?
So why am I throwing the D in there? Esmeralda
No,
Dos
just
Soria.
Soria.
It's going to be Dos Soria because I've been saying Dos Soria forever.
D's the middle initial. Right?
Esmeralda. So it's just Esmeralda Soria.
Exactly.
That doesn't sound right. Esmeralda Dos Soria sounds better. Esmeralda Dos Soria currently would not make the top 2 jungle primary because she stands at 21% to Kevin Cuckingham's 28%.
And
so when you look at the mayor's race,
well, let's give credit where credit's due because you said that that's what would happen. If it stays like this, you are going to be correct, and Guillermo and I are wrong.
yes, this is the one race. I mean,
Yeah.
Mike, you know what? I feel bad for Cookingham. He's never had to work so hard for Republicans to like him.
I know.
My God, get it together. My man Cookingham is going to come in second place. He ain't got to worry about nothing. And at the end of the day, and I think Alex Talvian from SJV Sun touched on this, and I think he called it, I'm paraphrasing, but he called it like an unprovoked run. That's really what this is. At the end of the day, if Soria comes in third, and I don't think this is going to happen. I do not think this is going to happen. But if Soria comes in third, and it goes on to November, and Costa ends up winning, God forbid, people are going to have to sit and go, what the hell was that for?
Right.
Don't you think?
Yes, exactly.
What the hell was that? Soria, what was the point of that?
There was no point.
There was literally no point.
Yeah.
Like Talvian said, people are going to be scratching their heads
Right.
looking at this unprovoked run going, why did you do this? What was the end goal of doing this? And the party as a whole is not going to be better off, speaking to Soria exclusively, the party is not going to be better off because of the decision that you made to run. It's going to seem 110% if she comes in third and Costa ends up winning the whole thing in November. This little exercise she did is going to seem 110% pointless.
You're right. Hey, by the way, to get off track a little bit, but this Bernie and Biden thing going on in Texas, this is becoming a race. So when I first walked in the studio, Bernie had a 5% lead.
Yeah.
Then it was 4. Then it was 3. Then it was 2. Then it was 1. Right now, he's got a 0.5% lead. This is getting to be something.
Don't count out old Uncle Joe.
If Crazy Sleepy Joe, or Sleepy Creepy Joe, I should say.
No black kids on the bus.
No
he has
bla-
a lot of names. My
yeah,
God.
he does have a lot of names. My goodness.
Well, you know what? Don't have so many gas and you won't have so many names. There you go.
The thing with the poles and
Hello, pudding.
and the pudding and the thing.
Another race people are, of course, keeping their mind. Again, this is early stuff, guys. You know, California takes a long time to count. California literally takes months to count.
Yeah, they can't count.
But, well, that's because math is racist.
Math
There's a
is
lot of brown
racist.
people.
Yes,
Again,
yeah.
it's a pretty simple equation, okay?
Yes.
A lot of brown people in the state, and math is racist, okay?
That's it.
You're surprised. You should be shocked. You should be shocked we have the election results from the 2004 presidential election.
You know, the thing is, I'm looking at the screen. Your TV, the CNNs of the world, like, they're behind my count. Like, I've got more updates than they do.
So, a race that a lot of people are focusing on, of course, David Valadao down there in the 22nd
How
Congressional
is he
District.
doing?
David Valadao, is he
That's-
up? Is he down? Is he going to make the top 2?
Yeah, well, he better make the top 2.
Again, conservatives, you look at the mayor's race, you look at the Nunes thing, which that's just padding our egos right there. Nunes handling them no problem. And then you look at the Valadao race. Currently, right now, David Valadao, 56% of the vote to TJ Cox's 33% of the vote.
Interesting.
Again, early numbers. These are early numbers.
Yep.
But they look good. They look good. And by the way, and again, I'm no election genius here, but 9 times out of 10, if you jump out to an early lead, it's usually good news for you. If I had to pick a spot, I'd rather jump out to an early lead and keep it than start in a deficit and have to overtake that person, because that does not happen all that often. Just saying. So
yeah, no, you're right.
So you've got Dyer, who's in an outright win territory. That tells you how good he's doing. Nunes is absolutely killing it, over 60% of the vote. Valadao is at over 50% of the vote, 56%. Might be a decent night.
It could be.
Cookingham currently in second place.
Yep.
Soria in third.
If Cookingham comes, I'm glad that I was wrong. So
again, it's still very early.
I know, but if he can maintain that, good for him. Good for him.
Absolutely. What does it look like statewide one more time? It's been called for Bernie.
Yeah, it's been called for Bernie. Let's see. Statewide, Bernie 27.2% now, and Mini Mike at 19.1%, and Sleepy Joe at 17.4%. Buttigieg has overtaken Warren for fourth place at 11.4 to 10.8. So the person who's not running is is moving up the polls and has now surpassed Warren, who is running. And you just can't make this up. Boy.
Again, folks, an update here on the mayoral race. Jerry Dyer currently sitting at 59%. Andrew Jans at 32%. Yeah, this is, and again, there was talk about how these third-party people, Nicholas Wildstar, what is Guillermo's fascination with him?
I have no idea.
Can someone figure that out?
No.
The man, he's a mop of a human being. He is, and his hair looks like a mop too. What is this? I don't know what his fascination is with him. He's a terrible candidate. He's terrible on the issues. But there was talk that there could be some type of spoiler thing. Like if Dyer didn't pull this off, we might be able to point to these third-party wacko birds, and they might be the reason. They seem to be pretty effective. Mr. Wildstar barely getting 1% of the vote right now. Jefferson is coming down with less than 1% of the vote. Bill Gates is at less than 3% of the vote.
Bill Gates.
What did I say?
Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates.
Yeah.
He's at a little over 2% of the vote. It doesn't look like these third-party people, which they shouldn't anyway, they're just getting on my damn nerves. Doesn't look like these third-party people are going to be a factor whatsoever.
No, they will not, as usual.
Yeah, and then
it's a waste of space.
Yeah, and then I'm refreshing my page right here to give you the District 4 City Council race. This is the only sour point of the night. We're happy with the mayoral race. We're happy with pretty much every congressional race as it stands right now.
Yeah.
At 16, our guy is in the top 2. Valadeo is crushing it by double digits. This is the only sour point. This is the only point that you need to cross your T's, dot your I's, and say a prayer to the good Lord about. Tyler Maxwell leading in the City Council District 4 race with 53% of the vote to Nathan Alonzo's 46% of the vote. But then again, and you should say this whether it's results you like or whether it's results you don't like. It is early. It is early. It is early. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Continuing on with our coverage after this. You do not want to miss it. And, the happiness, the gravy train, John, is, I think, going to roll on. I was used to the past elections where 8 p.m. usually brings depression in Cymbalta.
Oh.
But no, we haven't had to play the Cymbalta commercial yet. Things are looking up.
Yeah.
Talk Radio
Thank
1680
God.
KGED.
But skills tests, that's a for sure. See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit
Welcome back to it, everybody. Talk Radio 680 KGED, the best election coverage in Central Valley, continuing. And we also have some more good news, okay? God, is this an election in Alabama or is this an election in California? With all this good news, Proposition 13, which we have the undercover teacher that comes on my show sometimes, and the public school teacher, and he knows about 6 other teachers that did this, all voted against Proposition 13.
Really?
God bless them for that. God bless a public school teacher voting against Proposition 13. And you very colorfully said,
you gonna bring that?
And I agree, because I asked John, I said, hey, did you vote for Proposition 13? John said, nah, screw the little...
Don't say it like that. Yeah, I did say it.
John said, I said, John, did you vote for Proposition 13? John said, nah, screw the little bastards.
No.
And I completely agree. Screw them. You can live in a portable. You can learn geometry or trigonometry in a portable. Whatever. Screw them.
Man.
And I'm not in school anymore, so I don't care. Screw them. No. In fact, I want portable-only schools. John, imagine how much money. John, imagine how much money we could save from portable-only schools. Think about it.
Really?
Think about it. All
You're
right?
right.
Yes. And there's no such thing as a school day, because if something happens, you just hook them up to trailers and drive them to another parking lot.
It's so simple. It's so easy. Just common sense. That's all we need.
I love it. But Proposition 13, again, this is why we say good news all around. Yes on Prop 13. Now, again, it's only 5% in, but nonetheless, yes on Prop 13 currently stands at 39%. No currently stands at 60. 60.
I guess there's 60,000.
I
guess there's 60,000 people.
I guess let's throw it out to Guillermo Moreno, Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Guillermo.
Yes, I'm out here in front of the Bernie Sanders campaign in downtown Fresno, right across from the old Peeves. I have with me right here. You're your position with the Bernie Sanders campaign.
I am the Central California Area Field Director.
And how are you feeling right now?
We're feeling good. We're feeling very good. Very happy that this work has been paying off, and just feeling good and happy that the community is happy of what we delivered for them.
Field Director for the Bernie Sanders campaign. You guys have like a whole party going in there. You have a photo booth and everything.
Yep, we do. Yeah, we've got a lot of great folks here that have been putting in work, and even some people that are still out there making sure that everybody gets those last votes in. So it's a full effort, and we are so excited and so happy for all of our community here, not only for Bernie, but for every single one of us that put in work, and for everybody that didn't have the time because they were working 3 jobs or more. We wanted to make sure that we put in that work for them on their behalf, and we feel like we delivered.
Bernie Sanders campaign field director. Let me ask you this. Joe Biden ended up winning a lot more states than I think anybody ever thought of. What are your thoughts on that? And really Bernie Sanders maybe not being able to cement it as much as I'm sure everybody would have liked to.
Yeah, I think that, we're going to continue to stay positive and productive. That's really, what all of us on staff and, our really dedicated volunteers and community leaders, we're all on board that, no matter what happens, we're going to continue to stay positive and productive. And, more importantly, I think, that the American people deserve a good showing from any of our presidential candidates, and we're going to continue to deliver and make sure that we're keeping those promises for our community. So positive and productive.
And Bernie will come back to Fresno area?
I hope so. It definitely seems that, he's been shown as a lot of love, and I think that's one of the things that, makes us stand out is just how much effort and love we've been putting into these Central Valley communities and a lot of other communities that normally wouldn't be getting that attention for a presidential race.
Thank you so much. Bernie Sanders, field director, right outside of the campaign headquarters. I'll send it back to studio to Jarrison and John.
All right, Guillermo Moreno, thank you so much. She didn't sound like she was the brightest bulb in the pantry.
Hey, she's upbeat. She's young. What do you expect? That's what they do.
Well, I'll tell you this much. If that girl wasn't cute, she's got nothing going for her.
You are cruel.
No, she does, because she's clearly not smart. So,
well,
whatever. But I'm glad Guillermo was able to talk to
her. No, it was good. So this Texas thing is still a big deal.
Texas is really arousing you,
It's now a 0.2 deficit.
Wow.
I mean, this is like neck and neck. This is interesting. And Maine is also neck and neck. They got 78% of the vote in, and it's
I'm telling you, by the end of the night, it's going to be hard to see the impact of Bernie winning California. And why did Guillermo?
Which I can't believe.
And why did Guillermo do that softball? Why didn't he bring up that Sanders is underperforming what the polls had showed right now in California? Refresh that page and give us the statewide totals. The last poll showed Bernie up by 15, Bernie up by 10, Bernie up by 21, and he's currently right now ahead by how much?
He's up by 8.
Yeah, I would call that underperforming.
Against Bloomberg.
Yeah, I would call that underperforming when the polls have showed you up by double digits.
He's up by 10 against Biden.
Polls have showed you up by 15, 18, 21, and right now you're leading the Democratic pack in this state by 8.
Now,
that would be considered, and how much is this in over here? How much is it saying it's in percentage-wise?
Oh, it's early still.
I would consider that to be an underperformance.
Yeah, it probably is an underperformance. Now, what the Biden people are going to tell you is that, hey, those votes that are Bloomberg's, they would be going to Bernie. So Bloomberg is actually ruining the party for Biden, they would tell you.
Really?
Yeah, I think most people think that people that are voting for Bloomberg would probably be voting for Biden otherwise. They wouldn't be voting for Bernie.
Well, we had the story about that Bloomberg is going to basically, I don't know what he's going to do, have like a little retreat or something.
But he's going to reevaluate Wednesday.
Is he going to have like a little powwow with scented candles and maybe he'll invite Oprah Winfrey? I don't know.
No, he's done.
But he's going to have a little powwow session and he's going to decide if he should stay in the race.
Right.
And he's going to make this decision tomorrow. He's going to contemplate it tomorrow, and it's not going to be like a press conference where he gives an official decision, but he's contemplating staying in the race after his poor showing. And it really is a poor showing.
Yes.
You dump in as much money as he dumped in, and all you win is America Samoa. Now Samoans are hot. Nothing against Samoans, but what, they are good people. Nothing, you know. Oh, we also have our very own Guillermo Moreno who's heading to Andrew Janz's campaign. Oh, this makes me happy. Oh, I can't wait to see their sad little pathetic faces sitting up there. Oh, we thought we were gonna get him. Yeah, well, you thought wrong, you moron. This is gonna be great. This is making me very happy. I'm in a good mood.
You are.
And these are early numbers. We could go straight to Cymbalta Depressionville within the next 2 hours. But as of right now, and by the way, John, right now is all we have to go off of. All
That's
right?
it.
Going off of what we're able to go off of. I'm a happy camper.
I'm still laughing at the fact that Warren and Buttigieg is beating Warren, and he's not in the race.
That's because Warren
for California.
That's because Warren just needs to get out of the race.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny. So Sanders is beating Biden in Texas by 5,000, maybe more like 6,000 votes. So wow, this is really interesting. Actually, you know what? It's probably less than that, because I just realized that we're more updated. Oh my gosh, it's actually 2,000, less than 2,000 votes.
Less than 2,000
Yeah,
votes.
it's now 0.1 difference.
In Texas.
I keep bringing this up, folks, because Texas, there's a ton of delegates in Texas. It's really the second biggest state after California.
And it looks like tonight, Bernie, who was due for 2 blowouts, a blowout in our state and a blowout in Texas, tonight's a blowout-free night. Bernie might get wins, he might get the W's, but he's not getting the blowouts that we were promised.
He needed Texas.
We need to add, like that chick at the Bernie thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's happy
in
more ways than one, because she's a Bernie Sanders supporter. I'm sure she's happy because he won, but you didn't get the Texas-sized blowout and you didn't get the California-sized blowout. What we were told was a blowout in these 2 states. It was basically going to be smooth sailing from here to Wisconsin for the Democratic convention. That's not the case. Bernie wasn't able to get a blowout in any other state, and Joe is the one that came out to shine tonight, winning 8 states, while Bernie Sanders wins 4.
8, and potentially 10.
And we have to pop open the lid and start to ask the question, does Joe Biden take the moniker back of being the front runner? And like I've always said, if you are raising the most, which I don't think Joe Biden is, although his fundraisers are selling out as we speak.
Now they are.
People are literally seeing his numbers and buying tickets.
Yes.
But Joe Biden's not going to have the fundraising, but he's going to have the delegate numbers to say he's a front runner, and he's going to have the wins on Super Tuesday to say he's a front runner. He might be able to retake that mantle.
So I'm going to say this. If Bernie does not win Texas, Warren has to...
And I think he's already in... Even if he does win, the margin is going to be so small, and when it's split proportional, he's going to get, 2 more delegates than Joe? Wow.
And then you get back to the whole thing of, if Warren drops out tomorrow, like she should... Does she support Bernie? Or does the DNC say, Elizabeth, you better support Joe Biden or else?
That her creed of being a socialist or her creed of whatever, it's not going to work. Her thing is being a progressive. She can't go and endorse the candidate that all the moderates are wrapping themselves around.
She may be forced to. I'm telling you right now, you're going to find out more about Elizabeth Warren tomorrow than you have this whole time.
Hey, can we also mention, I guess it's not that close.
Say it.
Well, Joaquin, I beat my daughter Arambula.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that Joaquin Arambula.
That guy.
He currently has 55% of the vote, and the Republican, I don't know what that name is. Jesus, his name is Phil. The name is too ethnic. But the Republican, God bless him. I want him to beat the hell out of Joaquin like Joaquin beats his daughter. But he currently is at 44% of the vote, the Republican, and Joaquin Arambula is at 55. No need to do math. That's about a 10-point plus for Arambula. I thought Arambula would be doing better than 10 points. I think you could make up to, and these aren't even the final numbers. What if it's like 8 or 6 when it's all said and done? You could easily make that up by November.
Yes.
And it's only 2 people in the race. They're the only 2 people that are in this race.
Yep. No, you can. Absolutely. You're right.
And for all of those who matter, and for all of those who actually care, my homegirl Elizabeth Egan is currently leading with 62% of the vote. All right, we're going to throw it out now to Guillermo Moreno.
Tyler Maxwell is right now chatting with some guests here. He's pretty happy right now, but we're going to try to get with Nelson Esparza, Fresno City Council member for District 7. Hey, so far, Tyler looks like he's in the lead. What do you have to say?
I think last time we checked, then the first count is about 7-8 point spread. I personally have predicted a 7-point spread on the initial, so I'm feeling good about my initial prediction. But obviously, in these types of local races, and there are a lot of votes left to be counted, we like to wait for the second or third count. I remember my race back in November 2018. I think I did a call with another radio station. It might have been this radio station, and they asked me how I felt. I said, well, waiting for the second, third count, and someone told me, no, you won.
Where do you want to be, on a night like this? How far do you want that spread? Fresno City Council member Nelson Esparza, Fresno City Council member District 7, where do you want the spread?
Well, I think any candidate would like to see themselves top out in the high 50s, or low 60s. That's where I've come out, and I've run 2 times for the county school board and for city council, and I felt pretty good in those first counts about both times. When you come in, mid 50s, anything can happen, and so you do like to wait for the second, third count, see how things are trending. These votes came in at a certain point, and I think there's certain mail that comes in, and there's walking that happens, and there's momentum, and it's like any other race where things change at the drop of a dime overnight. And so we'll check out the second count, and at that point I think we'll make a more certain assessment of the District 4 race. But right now I think we're going in very much the right direction. 8 points is a lot to overcome.
Yeah. District 7 Fresno City Council member Nelson Esparza, you guys, if the results hold, Tyler Maxwell will give you guys a veto-proof majority. Jerry Dyer leading quite sizable tonight. Everyone's going to be talking about that. What are you guys going to be able to pretty much veto, whatever the mayor says?
Well, Guillermo, I'm not gonna use the word veto, but I will tell you that this current council, has held our current mayor very accountable, right, for policy, and I think the future council, right, with replacing Paul Capriolio with Tyler Maxwell on it, we're going to continue to hold whoever the mayor is very much accountable, and so I hesitate to use that word veto. I think we all know better than to bundle city council members into one corner. We're all very different. We represent different districts, different interests. We have different issues. A lot of more commonalities probably than differences. But I think we all know better than to say, oh, all the Dems are going to vote one way, all these folks are going to vote one way. It really depends on the issue, and we've seen that from city council, over and over. Even, this year, last year, the year before that, with this current council, you've seen those differences.
Yeah. Fresno City Council member Nelson Esparza for District 7. Thank you for your time, man.
Thank you, Guillermo. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, I'm going to send it back to you, to Jairus and John back in the studio.
All right.
We wasted time to go to that.
Hey, we don't know what story we're going to get at.
That Esparza's a liberal prick. Why do we go to him?
That's what we had.
Well, I guess we're just rolling on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy sucks. Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Soria, who's not doing too good tonight, by the way, according to some of the earliest returns that we're seeing. All right, not doing too good.
No.
And Bubba the Fool. What's that other one's name? I forget all their names. They're all the same, basically, up there on that damn Fresno City Council, except Bredefeld. What's his name? Arias. Oh, God. He's a half a crack pipe, too. But anyway, I guess we're cutting away for these morons. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. What does it look like statewide in California? It's a Bernie victory, but it's a blowout-free night for Bernie. And I think the win that was in his sails after Iowa, New Hampshire, and Nevada has been completely taken out, and it has been put in the sails of Joseph Biden.
And guess who just took the lead in Texas?
Tulsi Gabbard.
In our eyes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Joe Biden. That's going to be a huge deal. That's going to be a
big story,
huge deal.
Again, folks, the race that we were just talking about right there, the Democrat Tyler Maxwell, Fresno City Council District 4 is at 53%. Nathan Alonso is at 46%. Again, still very early. But that's about the only sour point. Everything from the mayoral race all the way down to Prop 13.
Yeah.
At least the early results show us getting what we want.
Yep. Might just have to keep an eye on it and see.
I'm quite happy about that. Our coverage rolls on right after this. Talk Radio 1680 KGED Super Tuesday coverage rolling on right after this. 28% to 28%. Couldn't be closer in Texas.
At the Pacific Southwest building in the vault. Tyler Maxwell, Fresno City Council District 4 right now. He is up. Tyler, how do you feel right now with the early results?
Right now, we're cautiously optimistic. We're 8 points up, but there's still a lot of ballots to be counted right now.
I asked you a little while ago, when are you gonna celebrate?
We'll celebrate after the next results come in. We'll see which way the trend is going, and then we'll start celebrating then, yeah.
It was a pretty hard fought race. What do you got to say for some of the mailers that went back and forth? What do you the tone? Where do you if this keeps up, where are you gonna try to shift the tone?
Well, I would first like to say Nathan was an extremely formidable opponent. He really pushed me to be the best candidate that I could, and really District 4, they're not looking for anything partisan. Their biggest issues were homelessness and infrastructure. Really shouldn't be partisan issues. Those are the two things I want to focus on after the election is said and done.
The big crowd here tonight. I haven't seen I haven't seen Jan's, but how is that? You're doing well, and to see the results coming in, how do you kind of split that?
From what I understand, still very little percentage of the actual ballots have been counted. That's why I'm not celebrating yet. So I won't speak to any other races until the next round has come in, and then we'll start to feel a little bit more comfortable speaking as to which way the trend is going. Yeah.
Good. Tyler Maxwell here, live from downtown Fresno, the Pacific Southwest building. I'm going to send it back to you, John and Jerrison studio.
Too early.
Well, we won't say what we've said.
No, we won't say what we said.
Half a fruitcake.
They keep showing.
Why did he? What? I mean, and that's how you know he knows he's won, because that's only to put salt in the wounds. That little goofy line about he made me a better candidate. He made me a better man because he was such a good opponent. Oh, shut up. Shut up. Such a fruitcake. It's the corniest statement. What do you mean he made you a better candidate? Just celebrate the fact that you beat him. Don't go out there with all this, I'm great, he made me. What does that even mean?
It sounded like that athlete that's trying to be humble. He beat his opponent and he made me a better. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? Warren and Bloomberg, not so super. Score 0 wins Tuesday. Here we go. Okay. I don't know what he meant. Jarris. He was the one thing he said that I do think is correct is it is still early. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. But
typical pretentious liberal. That's what Tyler Maxwell is. A typical pretentious lib. Anyway.
Yeah, get it out of your system, my friend.
Well, I know. I'm just saying. It's just some of the facts that we're trying to bring to you people here. You want an update on the mayor's race? This is from the Fresno County website. Still standing where it is. Jerry Dyer, 59, 32% for Andrew Jimmy Jans. So that's currently where we're standing with that race. In the race that we were just talking about, the Fresno City Council District 4, you've got Tyler Maxwell at 53% and Nathan Alonso at 46%. There you go.
Yeah.
Besides District 4, it's a pretty good night. Everything from the mayoral race all the way down to Proposition 13.
And it's never going to be 100%.
At least with this first drop. Again, first drop. I can't caution first drop enough. At least with this first drop, things seem to be going pretty well. So, yeah. Talk Radio 1680 KGD. Our Super Tuesday coverage rolling on. We're actually going to have on Guillermo Moreno's mother, Lisa Moreno, the Central Valley Vice Regional Chair. Fitting because we had the chairwoman of the party on, so why not have her Central Valley counterpart? Lisa Moreno will be joining us a little bit later on in the program to break down these results. Rolling on with our Super Tuesday coverage. Talk Radio 1680 KGED.
Think in terms of before and after the experience. One participant shares, I thought I had worked through the issues of my abortion, but I quickly discovered that I still felt anger, blame, and shame In the group experience, I received love, acceptance, and understanding. No matter the circumstances, those hurt by abortion need to know that healing is possible. If you or someone you know would like more information, please don't hesitate. Email pass@pregnancycarecenter.com. Discover today how one of the most difficult experiences imaginable can be used as the foundation for building a richer, deeper, and more meaningful experience.
Over the years, there have been so many people who have suffered from not having life insurance. It's not that they didn't care about protecting their loved ones. It's just that they didn't know why it's so important. If you died, how would your family pay the bills, the mortgage, let alone plan for a better future? This is what life insurance is all about. Providing for your family even after you're gone. And level term coverage is the best option. It's not expensive and it's not complicated. You need 10 to 12 times your income in life insurance protection, and you need to call ReliaQuote. They represent 15 of the top life insurance providers, and their agents are experts at helping you find the right policy for your needs. Protect your family. Give ReliaQuote a call for a free no-hassle quote now. 800-424-1389, 800-424-1389, 800-424-1389. That's 800-424-1389.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. Do not forget to buy lentils, or the lentil soup you're making for dinner will be sorely lacking. By the way, Mrs. Calloway says thanks for helping her bundle home and auto. She appreciates the extra savings, even though you kept using the word apropos incorrectly. But the main thing is do not forget to buy, what was it? Something apropos the lentil soup. Sorry, I'll call you back.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Real treat for you here as we continue our Super Tuesday coverage. On the line, the beloved, well, not by Democrats, but beloved by sane people, Central Valley Vice Regional Chair. Again, we're still sticking with these very long titles for some reason. Our very own Lisa Moreno is on the line. Miss Moreno, and this is how I'm greeting everyone who's a weird political junkie like ourselves. Happy Election Day to you, ma'am.
This is great. There's so much enthusiasm out here right now at all the events that we're going to. So many people just excited, waiting for the results to come in. I can't wait to come back and sort of give you like the full report, not just a little brief report right now, but a lot of enthusiasm for Jerry Dyer right now, mayoral candidate. We're also visiting other events, and it is awesome out here right now.
Yeah, everything's great except District 4. About it.
It's a little too early. We're not going to put our eggs all in one basket yet. I think it's a little too early. We'll see what the returns are in a little while, but we're still optimistic that the best candidate will win. Of course, we support Nathan Alonso and hope that he can lead that victory out.
Did you hear us when we were talking to Maxwell? Why would anyone vote for that man?
It's important, Jairus, that we always allow a lot of applause for anyone that puts their name out there to run as a candidate. Candidates go through a lot. When I was running for my position, it's a lot of sacrifice of time and effort and money and just a lot of wear and tear on you and your family. So a lot of candidates, I think, have a new appreciation, such as myself. After you've run, you get a feel for how difficult it is to put yourself out there.
Oh, well, I mean, yes, so.
What do you think? What do you think, John? What does John think?
No, I agree with you. I don't have much to add to it. It's very hard.
Okay, Jairus, there has to be someone to run against, right? Otherwise, there's no fun. You have to have someone that's going to run against you, with you. Otherwise,
I didn't like his whole spiel about how he made him a better candidate. That is cocky, pretentious. I beat you, and now I'm going to act like I care about you.
Jairus didn't like that he was trying to be politically correct.
Yes.
He didn't like that.
You won. Stop being nice. I tell you, nothing pisses me off more than nice people.
Well,
anyway, Miss Moreno, you're going to go to some more events, and then you're going to come back here and join us, and we're keeping a seat hot for you, all right?
Thank you so much. I'll look forward to some of that.
Thank you. So again, Central Valley Vice Regional Chair Lisa Moreno there. She'll be joining us. Well, you know what I've just realized, John?
What's that?
You got Guillermo out there.
Yep.
You got Lisa out there.
And you and I.
And not that we don't love you, sexy Americans, but you got the whole Morenos out there stepping out on the town.
Laughing at us.
And we're sitting here. But this sounds bad because people are going to think we don't want to be with them. That's not true at all. I just noticed.
Right.
We want to go to parties. Well, after what we've said to the Dems, we're not going to be.
Yeah, we're not going to invite it to many places, but.
We would go to the Republican parties. I hope they would allow us.
Yeah.
We want to party. You know what? I don't want to party. I'm just hungry. So if they have food there, preferably diet food, I would want to eat some of that.
I see. So you're just going for the free food?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
at least you have your priorities.
At least I'm honest.
Yeah. You have your priorities.
Unlike Tyler Maxwell, at least I'm honest. In his heart of hearts, he really does not think he made him a better candidate.
No, of course not.
A loser can't make you a better person. Okay. That's just if a loser can't make you a better person. That's just the fact of the matter.
Well, unless he had to campaign differently, learn something different about campaigning, but more than likely, it didn't really.
It's early, so who knows? We might have to eat all these words. I don't.
We may.
I don't know. We will be eating those words live.
And
right
all
here.
I know is I'm with you right now during a voting day, and you are not taking Cymbalta, so it's a good day.
It's a good sign.
It's a very good sign.
I think so.
I mean, we have to address it for what it is.
Yes, all right. So some of these numbers off the Fresno County website, and I don't want to just keep spewing out these exact same numbers to you people because it's not like we're getting a whole lot of updates at the current moment. Again, we already talked about Prop 13, 62% no, 37% yes. Again, Prop 13, which Guillermo is a yes on. That's just weird. Now on the bond measure, and this is very good too, and this could speak to a larger Guido, if you will. Am I using that word properly?
I don't think so, but you made it work.
I just have to keep pushing along. Even if I say it wrong, keep pushing along, and the confidence, people will think I'm saying it right.
Guido.
Or is it Guido?
No, Guido. No, it's not Guido.
But remember, Trump said Americanism, not globalism, will be our Credo. Did he not say that during
Creed?
Credo.
Credo.
No, he said something. Credo.
Yeah, our creed.
He's probably thinking of Oreos. But anyway, our Guido, Gordito, I don't care. But maybe this is like a rallying cry for good old Tea Party, taxed enough already Californians, because the Clovis Unified bond measure, which again, so we can help the children upgrade the classrooms. And John, as we said earlier,
we said
screw those
I'm not
bastards.
Gonna say it.
Screw those little bastards. They don't need upgrades. Not only is Proposition 13 failing, but the bond measure A for Clovis Unified, no is 53% and yes is 46%. So it's closer than 13.
Yeah.
But a bond measure is on the fast track right now to failing both 13 and A. And
these kids got to learn how to get through some tough times.
Well, it just makes me
build
happy.
Character.
Listen, these kids are showing up, okay? They got 30,000 different bathrooms. Nobody knows their gender. Have you seen the reading scores? These kids can't read for nothing. They can't even read their own name. And you want to make sure that they're learning in a portable. They could be in the Sahara Desert with no water, and I don't think that they ain't learning nothing, okay?
So you're saying they've got to earn it.
Put them up at the Taj Mahal. They're still not going to learn anything. I don't really think the kid being in a portable or the kid being in a regular classroom is stifling their learning. The kid is just dumb.
That may be a little harsh.
And of course, we're not talking about your kid.
No.
Parents never think
of course, what they're going to tell you is, look, we're not putting them in the right environment to be able to learn best. And you say,
screw them.
Because you went
if you're
to a portable school.
If you're a good student, well, no, I want 100% portable school.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
But what I'm saying is, if your kid's a good student, they'll learn in a portable, they'll learn in a regular classroom. The only thing I say you have to have, without a doubt, is air conditioning. You have to have AC, all right? We can't be killing
especially
kids.
you.
Yeah, we're not Planned Parenthood, all right? We can't be killing kids. So you got to have air conditioning. But after air conditioning, throw them in the portable. I don't care.
And there it is.
Yeah, I'm just saying, again, folks, check the results here. The mayoral race is still standing the same. Again, we've clicked the refresh button more times than we care to remember.
Right.
That race, and this is according to the Fresno City Council website. There's about 6 different places you can get results, but we're sticking with the Fresno City Council website. That is, again, the mayoral numbers are still there. If we want to jump up to, give me a second here, David Valadao, 56% of the vote. TJ Cox, 33% of the vote. Down there in Costa with 44% of the vote. Kevin Cookingham with 28% of the vote. And Esmeralda de Soria, I'm throwing a D in there even where it doesn't belong, at 21%. Johnny, who's been Texas crazy all night, what's the latest? What is this Texas business?
Biden is now up by 1.4%. I'm telling you, when I started the night and he was down by 5 and now he's up 1.4, I'm very surprised. Because this was big. Bernie needed it. Bernie needed
But
this.
did he need it though?
Yes. Yes. Because
But Bernie can pick things up. Bernie is viable in the remaining states. You don't. What do you mean no?
he needed Texas. Just too many delegates. I don't know. I think he needed Texas. The fact that he's going to take California, we know that, but he's not going to take all the delegates as a lot of people predicted. I'm just surprised. Call me crazy.
Yeah, that's right. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Our own Guillermo Moreno out in the streets, shacking it up with Republicans, shacking it up with Dems. Lisa Moreno's out there shacking it up with the people, and I'm sitting here with you.
He's just shacking, baby.
I'm just sitting here with you, Baldy, but I love you to death, Johnny Bag of Donuts. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Is Texas going to get its act together? Can we finally get another dump from California? All these questions and more. But
it would
hopefully,
help.
hopefully,
yeah, it
will
would
be
help.
answered next. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Super Tuesday coverage rolling on. Melinda, you are right. At least John did.
Of course, but nothing
Melinda
is
just said it.
madder than
Yes,
March.
I did, girl.
Now,
Politics?
you're
This is
ruining
President
everybody's
Trump's
diet.
party now.
I don't really
Completely.
Tell Jairus how good he looks, Belinda.
Now you sound like my parents. Like, oh, yeah, we ordered pizza, but don't worry, you look so good. Well, if you keep ordering pizza.
I told you you look too skinny, man.
Okay, well, I'm not going to look too good or too skinny if you keep bringing chocolate. My parents kill me with that. Oh, it's just one time. Well, you know. Hell, I got fat by too many one times. That's how I got fat in the first place.
Oh, one time, too many.
One time, 1,000 times.
Listen, pizza was brought here.
Food binging was, oh, man, we were happy back then, I can tell you.
So somebody brought in pizza today, and I ate it for you.
Tell the people how many slices of pizza you ate.
No, you can't do that because
how
they
many
were
pieces.
small slices.
Spoken like someone who ate too many slices.
No,
You ate
5 small slices. In New York, this would have been 2.5 slices. 2.5 slices in New York. Don't. The numbers. It's percentages. These were small. These were small slices.
It's percentages.
No, I'm telling you, New York. These weren't even like real slices.
These weren't even real slices.
No.
No woman wants fat dudes.
I
don't know why I said that.
And you hit the weight room, right? You starting to?
Yeah, I do the one where you lay on the bench. No. So no, I do the one where you lay the bench like this, right? Like
Flat.
this. Yeah.
Yes.
And then you get on the side of it.
You get on the side of it.
And your legs are like this, and you take the weight from down here all the way up and then back.
Like a kettlebell?
Kind of.
Is it a barbell? Is it a dumbbell?
No. So the bench is laying flat in the middle of my
Yeah.
garage.
Yeah.
I get on the bench.
Yes.
With my legs like this.
Like
On the bench.
to the side.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's bent back like this.
Yes.
You bring the weight from down here all the way behind your head.
Oh, so you're working your lats.
Well, because I was Googling which ones were best, and it tells me it hits this, it hits this, it hits this. Even the back of my legs are getting a little exercise.
You need to go with like some like squats and deadlifts and yeah, man. You gotta like do like deadlifts. You should do deadlifts, man. It's like
Here's the thing
it works your whole body.
Here's the thing that's
No,
changing.
I don't even lift weights, but
Here's
if
the
you
thing
don't lift
that's
weights,
changing. It's like in high school, just not being fat is what passed for being acceptable among the women. Like every guy, like every guy was just bone skinny, and that was enough. But I'm 20 years old now, and the women are starting to demand a little more than just being skinny. They want some muscle tone.
What's a good?
What?
What's a good website for Congress?
I'm on Fresno City. Just tell her to Google California results and like New York Times and all of them, and you can go district by. They list all the districts in order.
So this was really just about the women.
Shit. One thing as we're continuing here with these results, it's not as bad of a night. I don't know, maybe I'm so doom and gloom about Fresno, but it's not as bad as I thought. Like, no. I don't know what you think, but it's not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. We've got 1%. I don't know, they're very fluctuating depending on where you look. Yeah. This is KTL or KTLA has it at 1% in, Cookingham at 39, Costa at 37, and Soria at 18. We brought this point up before, and this was made by, yesterday was made when I was on with Guillermo Moreno. But if Soria ends up finishing in third, she doesn't even make it into the primary, and on top of all of that, Costa goes on to win. God forbid, Costa goes on to win. This is all just going to seem like a completely needless exercise that wasn't necessary. And she's going to have to answer for why she went through all of this trying to be the AOC of the Valley if Costa just goes on to win, no problem. And if she ends up getting in the 3 tonight, if she doesn't make the cutoff, a lot of people are going to be asking, why did we do all of this?
No,
I think.
I agree with you. I think it's very difficult to answer for that.
Oh, no. And Kimberly Williams only has 5% of the vote. Oh, no.
What were you expecting, less or more?
To be honest, I didn't know she would. Kimberly Williams, the day Kimberly Williams is actually getting as many votes as she's getting, it actually does kind of worry. It doesn't worry me. But I didn't think she would be getting. I didn't think she would be getting anywhere near that much. Give us an update statewide, California, Johnny. What do we got?
Oh, in California, we have Bernie at 28.7%. Michael Bloomberg still holding strong at 18.8%. Joey Bag of Donuts at 17.2%. Pete Buttigieg has now fell into 5th place, and Warren has taken the 4th place lead at 11.6%.
Okay, so this should be fun. We're going to throw it out to Guillermo Moreno with Esmeralda de Soria, and I'm going to go use the bathroom.
Fresno City Councilwoman Esmeralda Soria here in downtown Fresno. Results are really slow coming in. What are your...
Super slow.
What is it, Iowa?
I know. I don't know, man. Super slow. Not even 1% reporting. So, yeah, it's early.
Who knows? Well, I'm not a big fan of Brandy Orth, so I'm going to blame it on Brandy Orth for the Fresno port. But hey, how you feeling tonight with some of the results that have come in?
Well, I will tell you that I think it's too early. I'm super optimistic. There was a lot of support when we were out canvassing and, calling folks to get out and vote. And a lot of people just really were voting late. There were still lines at some of the voting centers that we went to visit close to 8 p.m. So we're just going to wait. I think it's going to be a long night and maybe actually a few days later, because I don't know if you guys heard early around 10 o'clock, there were some glitches in the system. So there was a number of provisionals that were casted. And with this kind of new system that they have in place, I think a lot more people voted provisionally too. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah. And I made a joke about it because Costa always seems to come up with like these provisional ballots at the end. I really hope that that's not the case tonight. But so you want to make it into the top two. When do you? We've been talking about some of these races going on for about a month. If we don't have any results and if it's going to be close, it's going to be a long haul.
Yeah, it is going to be a long haul. We saw it in actually 2016, even some races, local races out in like Kingsburg. If you remember, the councilwoman, Julie Hurtado, had lost the night of the election. And then a month later, she won by like one vote, which is crazy, right? But that's why we say every single vote matters and counts. So we'll wait and see.
It really is. So where are you looking at it in the districts? Where do you feel like, hey, this is I know when these results come in, we're going to be strong in this area?
Well, I think across the board, we were present in every single corner of the district. That's something that I pride myself in, that over the last 8 months, we visited every single community. We were out in Dos Palos, Gustin, Atwater, Biola. We were out in El Nido, an unincorporated area that probably a lot of people haven't heard, but we were out in every single community trying to get our name out and really our vision that we have for our valley.
I'm going to say, I've never even heard of that. What is it called?
El Nido. Yeah, exactly. But it is a small unincorporated community in Merced County that to this date is all farm worker and they don't have access to safe drinking water. One of the issues that I am very passionate about.
Esmeralda Soria, Fresno City Councilwoman, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, back to the studio with John and Jairus.
First of all, what the hell is she talking about fresh water? John, just talk, John.
Jairus, you cannot be this upset.
What is she? They don't have access to fresh water.
I'm not sure what she's
because
talking
she's
about.
worked really. By the way, doesn't she represent one of the
She's very
poorest
passionate
districts
about
in
it.
Fresno?
She's very passionate about that.
Well, that's about all her side has. Passionate. That's about all she has going for her. Passion and beauty.
What I see
that's
is
about it.
I see a lot of passion. I see a lot of for this, and this, but I see nothing regarding how they're going to fix the problem.
What have you done for water? Explain that to me. What have you done for water, huh? Besides go on this little charade trying to knock out Costa, I would bet that this is really just going to be a net negative for you once this is all said and done.
It's a waste of time.
And you want to talk to me? And you want to talk to me about water and farmers?
Right?
Like you give a damn about water or farmers? You're nothing but one of these egotistical driven politicians that's waiting for your next open spot to advance your own stupid career. The water. She doesn't care about the water.
Don't hold back. How do you really feel about this?
We'll do that in the next segment. How I really feel. Gee, the water. Anyway, coming up in the next segment, we'll have Chris Stetzko on.
What do you mean?
Where do you teach? Where do you teach? Where do you teach?
No.
Just tell me where you teach. Where you teach? All right, Reedley College political science professor. He'll be coming on. He'll be coming
all over the place.
He'll be coming on next. Chris Stetzko. By the way, the David Valadeo results. We got 33% in, 56% for Valadeo with 36% reporting. This is very good. TJ Cox 34%, and that dumb father and son trio, which makes absolutely no sense.
I have no idea what's going on there.
I don't know, but we'll get into those results and much more. Stetzko and a whole lot more. Talk Radio 1680, KGD, Super Tuesday. Rolling on after this.
Need to let it out.
I appreciate Donald Trump taking on the coronavirus.
Donald Trump saying, don't worry about nothing. Contradicting all the experts that are standing behind him.
You're listening to the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED on the right end of the AM dial.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house. The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal. We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who will get the IRS off your back.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
Call Tax Solutions now. Time is running out. Call 800-720-8005. 800-720-8005. 800-720-8005.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. Indeed will also give you this sticky frog, which will suddenly leap and stick to the face of the perfect hire. Okay, there's no sticky frog. But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
So I've got good 50th district news, people. And this race he had been following. Daryl Issa is leading Carl DeMaio in this. Again, it's a safer public. It's one of those districts where whoever wins the primary, you can even call what we do out here in California primary. Whoever ends up winning that, they're the odds-on favorite to win in November. And Issa's beating DeMaio. So there's some good news.
That's also important because of who the Democrat is in that race.
Yeah, what is his name? It's very
Qajar.
There's a name you can trust.
No, there's more to his story. You know who his grandfather was?
No, I don't, Chris.
His grandfather.
By the way, Chris, Reedley College political science professor.
Oh, try to sound more excited, or otherwise I'll make sure that your college instructors fail you.
Go ahead. What do you got?
Okay. His grandfather was the head of the Munich terrorists in the 1972 Olympic terrorist attack. His grandfather.
Really?
Yes, really.
Well, with a name that.
And this is his second outing for that congressional race.
No, I do know that. Yeah.
Yes, and he came over and settled in San Diego and worked in the Obama administration.
Oh, he worked in the Obama administration.
Yes.
What's he going to do next? Run to be the GOP nominee for governor in California? That's what that genius Neil Kashkari did.
No.
Anyway,
it's going well with Joseph Boudin as district attorney. You know, we're already batting 1,000 on that.
All right, localify me, Chris. What do we have? What are you looking at?
Okay,
here?
What's made me very. I was listening to you guys coming in. It's just the number of the school bonds that are going down, except in the city of Fresno.
Where do you stand on these bonds?
Vote them all down.
Thank you.
Send a message.
Chris, I like you more. Because we had Guillermo in here talking about, we got to help the kids.
No, because I have seen too many of these school bonds end up going to the stadiums, gymnasiums, to athletic fields,
school band uniforms, which are fine. But when you look at, and I'll drop dimes because it's known, Clovis West, their booster program has $1.6 million in their account.
$1.6 million?
Yes, they are the highest. They are one of the most well-funded public high school academic sports program on the West Coast. Public. That's not counting like the De La Salles, the Mater Days, the Service, the privates, but this a public university.
Well, here's the question I pose to Guillermo, and I pose this to anyone who supports any of these measures. When does it stop? Because
it doesn't.
There will be another next election or the next two. When do you finally say, okay, these are too many bond measures? When?
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, Jairus.
No. I know the politicians and the Dems, they'll never stop. But for people who vote yes, when is it enough? When do you finally tell them to make do with what they have? Unfortunately, the answer is never. When they put kids on it. When they put kids on it, it's over.
Yes.
It's over.
And unfortunately, I'm going to tell you right now, I like the numbers at first when I looked at the Prop 13 numbers of 57% voting no and 42% voting yes. Unfortunately, San Francisco and the Bay Area's numbers, I can guarantee you, haven't started reporting in to Sacramento yet, to the Secretary of State office. And that's something that people need to pay attention to. I have been following these statewide elections since 2000, and like clockwork, San Francisco is always dead last to report theirs. And
seems kind of suspicious.
And absolutely.
No, what it is it's almost you'll have a conservative Republican ballot measure or candidates that are ahead by 3 points, 5 points, 8 points, and then about 10 o'clock, 10:30, they start sinking like a rock. That's San Francisco.
Sounds shady.
It happens. It happens every time.
Taking it hyper local, folks. We've got an update on the 16th district, updated. This is according to this website 33 seconds ago. Cookingham 39%, Jim Costa 37%, Esmeralda de Soria 18%. And yes, folks, I know math is racist and I know numbers are racist, but I did just read Cookingham. Now this is with 2.5% in, but I did just read Cookingham ahead with 39% in the 16th district. Not nearly as bad as a whole lot of Republicans, doom and gloom Republicans, John and Guillermo, a whole lot of doom and gloom Republicans were not giving my boy Cookingham the time of day.
Where are you getting those numbers from?
1,000 places, but this is KTLA. Right?
No,
go to and they're getting them from the Associated Press.
No, go to the Secretary of State website.
Okay,
you go to the Secretary of website. That's the you get right from the horse's mouth right there. You can go right online to secretaryofstate.gov, right on the front page. It's the horse's mouth.
All right, let's go.
And then and right now with Jerry Dyer and Andrew Jans, just watching him go down at 32%. That was a joy watching him. He runs a smug campaign. Who
ran a smug campaign?
Jans.
See, I didn't think he was nearly as smug as he was with
He
Nunes.
is smug.
Not as smug as with Nunes.
Those were the commercials he ran were the same commercials.
It was the same fake
they were the
focus groups.
same. They were the same people
with his girlfriend included.
Well, his wife, and
whatever.
I don't know if that's a niece or sister. Giving him the thumbs up. Yeah.
She ain't
you
wife material.
put bad guys in jail. No, not the ones who threatened to shoot up high school graduations. Because that was his That was his case, and he fumbled it.
And Chris actually has a point there, folks.
I always have a point.
All right, so what else you got? What other local races here?
Local races. I'm not worried about local races other than ballot measures until November, because honestly, they don't mean anything right now.
Really? You said we could throw anything at you and you could handle it.
Well, we know TJ Cox and Valadeo.
I couldn't believe how much money they poured into it. $250,000 for the freaking primary.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
That's nothing for a congressional race. That's a drop in the well.
I know, but
wait until November. They are going to do a political airborne drop. to save him. To save him, and just the one you need to watch right now, go to the 10th congressional race. My buddy Ted House is trashing the prodigal son Josh Harder up in Modesto.
Oh, well, that's good because
That
Harder's
is-
the one who rolled in there.
He's the one that rode in there, greasy-haired and
Greasy haired.
yeah. He had the same greasy. Looked like Tobey Maguire from Spider-Man 3 with the greasy hair, and dropped in a lot of money from Silicon Valley and the Boston banks, and barely got by with Jeff Denham's seat. Swore he was never going to come back to Turlock, and only came back just to run for that congressional seat, and barely got it.
Well, wasn't the Fresno Bee? Didn't they say one of the reasons you should vote for him is because that Maxwell who graduated from Berkeley, but he came back to the district, and for that reason
Yes.
alone, you should. Oh,
Yes,
God,
that was him.
So it's dumb. What do you think? Because everyone is putting their peas in this pot.
No.
No.
They recommended him because he was a Democrat. That's what the Fresno. He had a D at the end of his name.
Pretty much. And then they do Valadeo the sacrificial lamb to make it look like they're not overtly biased when we all know they are.
When you're under a tax lien investigation, when you are knee deep in Granite Park scandal, and you have a second lien, and you don't even live in the district, there was just too much against T.J. Cox for even the Fresno Bee.
So
when you have that much against you, where not even McClatchy can endorse you.
I think that if anything, that race proved that McClatchy still has standards, which that was shocking enough that there are Dems that they won't endorse.
Yes.
I didn't know that was possible. Put your peas in this pot. What do you think? Because we've gone around the horn multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Is the mayoral race decided tonight, or does it go to November? And either way,
it depends if they ballot harvested or not. And if they ballot harvested, we'll see. But the way things are looking, it's going to be Mayor Dyer.
Johnny Boy, is there any final numbers out there in Texas? You've been watching Texas like a hawk all day.
I have. It's been interesting to me. So Bernie is down by 1.5%. Okay. So yeah.
What are the final percent, or not the final, but what are the current percentage numbers?
Biden at 30.7, Bernie at 29.2. So yeah, it was a good comeback for Joe Biden. You have to say that. I mean, I think Bernie needed.
Come
Texas.
on, Bernie.
I know, right? I think Bernie needed Texas. He didn't get what the numbers he wanted.
Super Tuesday coverage rolling on.
It doesn't
For some
matter.
reason, our fearless leader, was that Guillermo? What's he doing back? He already ditched the parties and everything, and for some reason he's back. I don't know why. Super Tuesday coverage right here on the Central Valley's talk leader, Talk Radio 1680 KGED. More after this. fearless leader, Guillermo Moreno, has made his way back. We thought you would be out, smitten, a lot later than this. This is like when the nerdy
smitten.
Yeah, this is like when the
smitten. What are you talking? Who am I going to fall in love with besides my wife?
This is like when you've got that nerdy kid that's home from prom early, and you're like, oh, you didn't have fun. You didn't have fun because it's only 8:30 and you're already back home. You clearly didn't have fun. Why are you back so early?
You know what would help is if more Republicans had campaign parties for me to go to.
That's a good point.
Maybe then I wouldn't have exhausted everything. Listen,
did you hit up his house? Did you go to
whose house?
What's his name? I kept
Mr.
calling
Wildstar.
No, not Mr. Wildstar. Who knows what's going on at his house? District 4, the Republican who things don't look too good right now.
I'm not going to go to his house. Right. Nathan Alonso. No. Hey, we had the exclusive with Jerry Dyer. We were right there. We captured the moment he found out that he was up 59%. We went there, and then after that, we went to the Bernie Sanders campaign. Mike Bloomberg is not allowing anybody. There's no media.
Break this down. This is part of the reason you were back so fast. Midget Man Bloomberg isn't allowing.
There's no media. No media.
By the way, so can we say that he hates freedom of the press and the Constitution? Because if this was a Trump event that allowed no media, we all know what the headline would be.
I don't know if the guy just doesn't have enough money to pay people to talk.
I don't know. Bloomberg is not short on money.
But maybe in Fresno he is.
Did you hear our report that he's contemplating getting out?
I did not hear the report.
Yeah, so Bloomberg, it was reported, and it's been seconded by a few people, that Bloomberg is going to consider tomorrow, he's going to have a huddle of his campaign advisors, and they're going to consider if he should get out because his Super Tuesday performance was not up to par.
Which is why I think that they don't want any press, because they know that that's going to be the lead question. Is he getting out?
Yeah, you can be smart to get out. I mean, there's really nothing.
You know what's funny though, Guillermo, I've told you this before.
Reassessing campaign.
When you say with candidates, it's smart for them to get out. It was never smart for him to get in. So, I mean, some of these candidates, it was never smart for you to get in the first place. So I'm not going to hold my breath with you making smart decisions.
Yeah, let's go to some of the local races here. Where do we stand right now with Valadeo? Because I've been out and about. I really haven't been able to hear what's going on with David Valadeo, TJ Cox.
He's crushing TJ Cox right now.
Wow, that's awesome. What's percentage?
It's something like 68-39.
David Valadeo 56%, TJ Cox 33%.
Okay, there it is.
It's about a little over, just a tiny bit over 13,000 votes counted.
Well, that's good. Listen, how did I predict the night was going to go? I said you're probably going to get a winner in the mayoral race. I said District 4 is going to be too close to call.
The only sour point is District 4. I mean, we're even doing decent. I know Chris doesn't think so, but we're even doing decent as of right now on the ballot measures.
There's only one ballot measure.
The only sour point. I'm including Clovis A and 13.
Okay.
The only sour point is the District 4 race, and even that is still pretty early.
And to hit you up about the other ballot measures, look, Cutler Orosi voted no, 86%. On their school measure. Central is at 50-49. Merced voted theirs down no, 80%. Parlier voted yes. Fresno Unified voted yes. Kingsburg voted yes. Washington Union, there was a big money push on Washington Unified out south of Fresno. There was just this whisper campaign. Vote no. No is leading 51-49. Reedley is yes at 62%. Orange Cove, Victor Lopez. If Victor Lopez wants it, Victor Lopez gets it. And Selma for licensing gaming establishments, 70% no.
Hold on. So where's the state at?
The state. The last time I checked was
for the Dem primary.
No,
for the statewide.
The school measure.
57-42 no.
50. Wow, no.
57-42
yes.
no.
How many reporting?
We're not all Guillermo. We're not all living a life of class and luxury like you. We can't just afford every time these little snot-nosed kids come talking about they want more money. So
I heard you guys trying to bash me. I heard you guys trying to badmouth me on this one. Do you know that our Fresno schools have close to $1 billion in deferred maintenance? Do you realize that? And we're not, listen, the government shouldn't be handing out welfare, even though they do. The reality is this: Some of our schools don't have AC. Some of our schools don't have even basic security. This is why these measures are successful, because they end up going straight to the school. And don't give me this answer where, oh no, a lot of the money doesn't even make it. I sat on a committee
because it doesn't. Wait, no, because it doesn't. That's why we made the argument.
No, both of you guys are lying to everybody.
No, I'm not.
Did you sit on the measure? Did you sit on the measure Q and the measure K committee?
I've worked in a classroom. It does not.
Did you sit on the measure Q? Did you sit on the measure Q or K committee?
You know what? If they want to really tighten the budget, there's a lot of those administrator positions.
No, stop speaking in vagaries. Stop speaking in vagaries.
They cut teaching positions. They cut classroom positions, but they do not cut administrator positions.
You're talking like an emotional liberal. Answer my question.
Oh no, I'm not.
Answer my question. Answer my question.
Liberal. No.
Have you overseen any of these bond measures, the expenditures?
I have seen where the money goes time and time.
Where's the money go?
Where does it go? It goes to all the little pet projects. It goes to building a new stadium. It goes to building a baseball.
Who's got a new stadium?
Go around to
gymnasium. Yeah, Hoover High.
Yeah,
Hoover High has a new gymnasium. Fresno High has
an aquarium, a weightlifting center at Edison,
because
at Fuller, a new track at Fresno High. Yes, that's where that money goes.
It's not a fish aquarium. They don't have fish aquarium. So this has been the argument from those that definitely don't want this tax measure to go into place.
No, these tax measures come up every couple years. No, I've heard this argument. I've heard this argument time and time. No, I'm not.
You got $1 billion, $1 billion worth of deferred maintenance for schools, and all you're saying is, oh, the money goes to PEP. No, it doesn't. I sat on the committee. They get audited every quarter. Every quarter it gets audited. Your argument. What I don't want people to be is I don't want people to be blind conservatives. And if you guys keep beating on the same stupid drum, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have more schools that are not going to have adequate security, adequate lighting, adequate HVAC, and they're going to be the cafeteria at Fresno High. Fresno High's cafeteria is in the basement.
They don't. Then why does Fresno Unified continue to have these audit reviews? But yet we continue to
We're talking about the whole facility.
We continue to have a superintendent that gets paid almost as much as the governor. Give me a break.
Come on, hey. You still can't. You're like a liberal. You keep going off on these different emotional tangents. Yeah, you are.
Not. You're talking about.
Liberal.
It's called waste. It's called wasting money.
Because this interests me. What are the security measures?
So surveillance. So some of the schools have not had any type of surveillance video at all. Okay. So when I sat on the committee that oversaw Measure Q and K, some of those went to surveillance video systems that the school did not have, which you desperately need. There was one that didn't even have a fence. I forgot what elementary school that was. So when you start thinking about stuff like that, you're going to sound pretty stupid if you go off and you say, no, we don't need to spend it for those snot-nosed kids. You guys gotta get outside your bubble. You gotta actually look at the issue and not get offended if it's something that's anti-conservative. You guys got to relax.
All the time they promise new buildings for science,
I saw it with my own two eyes. I saw it,
and it goes to everything but. I have been seeing that.
You just said the new gymnasium.
I have seen it for everything but for the last 20 years. It goes to everything but.
You just admitted there's an aquarium somewhere, so obviously the money's getting built.
No, it's called a not an aquarium.
Aquatic center.
Aquatic center.
There you go.
Yes,
all right, there you go.
That's what I said.
Big difference. Aquatic center. Aquarium.
I didn't say aquarium. I said aquatic center.
Guillermo, how much did you say was in the coffer? So you said that there was $1 billion. How much did you say?
$1 billion in deferred facility maintenance for our schools in Fresno Unified. $1 billion.
So what are they doing with that?
It's deferred maintenance. They're not doing it. It's $1 billion in stuff they haven't done. That's how big the need is. And what are you guys realize? Fresno's just we have tons of kids, right?
So too many.
Yeah. So these kids got to go to school somewhere. So it's $1 billion in unfunded projects in just Fresno Unified. When I had the Fresno Unified chief operating officer, she was saying, really the need is actually $1 billion, but they don't want to really zing the taxpayers. I mean, they're zinging the taxpayers.
Oh, they're looking out for us.
Yeah,
now.
But it's $450 million, not $1 billion. That's what you guys got to understand.
It doesn't help when they want to have all these measures. Look at all these measures. We almost have measures A through Z
different schools.
with an addition of $18 billion that Gavin Newsom wanted for Prop 13 2.0 that we all know he wasn't even going to spend one dime on, and it was going to go to high-speed rail. Why? Because he made that same lie for our roads, and he took that money almost the day after it passed.
So this is not going to happen because the schools can have their
people have had enough. People have had enough,
Chris,
because it happens time and again.
It didn't happen with Measure Q and K because they were able to leverage state-funded dollars. So it actually your money goes double because if you pass it on the local level and the
That's
state
right.
passes
You had to measure.
Hold on,
you had to leverage
Chris,
instead of using it straight up.
You're being like an emotional Democrat right now. Let me finish.
Now comes the insult and name code. You can't spend the money straight up. Instead, you got to sit there and belittle me and trash talk me, calling me an emotional liberal.
Let me finish.
Instead of having to trash talk
Chris.
Me. Yeah, there you go.
Doesn't
as
let
a
me
political
finish.
bureaucrat.
Doesn't let me finish here.
No. Go finish, girl. Turn the music down. Turn the music down.
No, he's got a.
Oh, it's bottom of the hour. Never mind.
Yeah,
Talk
right.
Radio 1680 KGED. The View will continue after this.
To 3 for Bernie Sanders.
You want a nominee who's a Democrat, a lifelong Democrat, a proud Democrat, an Obama-Biden Democrat. Join us.
Biden in Los Angeles, where ABC News has Sanders leading the Golden State primary. Overall, fear appears to be a motivating factor.
On one hand, you had fear of Donald Trump, which forced Democrats to say that the most important question was who can beat Trump. It wasn't their ideology, it wasn't their preferences, it wasn't who they loved. It was beating Donald Trump. And then the second fear was fear of Bernie Sanders. For many establishment Democrats, moderate Democrats, that he would lead the party to disaster if he were the nominee.
ABC News political analyst Steve Roberts. In central Tennessee, many people remain unaccounted for after the pre-dawn EF3 tornado that ripped Nashville and environs. At least 25 people killed. Anna Kate Ross, husband and kids, aged 2 and 4, piled into a small closet for safety.
When we got into the basement, they were just like screaming and crying and shaking. And then I held them for like 30 minutes until the storm passed, and then they calmed down.
President Trump commenting,
"We send our love and our prayers of the nation to every family that was affected."
The president to visit the region on Friday. The Federal Reserve cut its benchmark interest rate, an emergency move spurred by coronavirus feared. Spooked investors drove the Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ between 3 and 5% lower. Grant Thornton economist Diane Swank.
The reality, I think, is setting in that interest rate cuts alone can't open idle factories or schools that are closed. And what we're dealing with really needs action by Congress.
She says expect continued volatility. You're listening to ABC News.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this. 10. There it is. Nice work, man. You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I got to tell you, taking Nugenix makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The big hurt, right?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is Testofen, which helps boost free testosterone levels and increase lean muscle mass.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yeah, Nugenix is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance.
Man, I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
No problem. You just got to send them a text. Text BELT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BELT to 42424. That's BELT to 42424.
In addition to dealing with coronavirus, President Trump is talking about his phone call with the leader of the Taliban about the peace deal signed over the weekend. The president says he had a good long conversation about ending the Afghan war, longest ever for the U.S.
Not easy to get out of these conflicts, very complex in terms of
all of the people you have to deal with, including, frankly, people in the Senate, people in the House, and a lot of people feel differently about things.
Getting out of what he's called endless wars was one of the president's central campaign themes. The coronavirus outbreak could be costing the U.S. movie industry billions.
The biggest concern right now is China, the world's second largest movie market, where some 70,000 movie theaters are shut down. The Hollywood Reporter says analysts are worried that ticket sales through the end of February might be down $2 billion or more because of coronavirus, and total box office loss and production shutdown worldwide could already amount to a $5 billion loss.
ABC's Jason Nathanson in Hollywood. The Northampton County, Pennsylvania executive issued an order barring immigration and customs enforcement agents from arresting people at the courthouse or jail without a detainer request and a federal warrant. In a heated confrontation captured on video, ICE agents busted a man who'd gone to the courthouse for a hearing on a drunken driving case. He's being deported now. His attorney loudly protests what's said to be a warrantless arrest. ICE says it doesn't need a warrant. This is ABC News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I just feel great. It gives me energy. It's not like too much energy where I'm flying all over the place, but it is just the right amount. I just feel so good. I love taking Balance of Nature.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering 35% off on any new preferred order. Go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FRUITS.
I'm Richard Cantu, ABC News.
The madness of 2020.
It's a race to the rim. Oh, man! Major rock attack! Down it goes! Jack hammers it home!
Of course, but nothing is madder than March.
Man slam!
Politics?
This is President Trump's Republican Party now. Completely.
Basketball.
Bring it on, big man!
You're listening to the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED.
Hi, this is Matt Ray with America's First News, heard each weekday morning right here from Washington to Wall Street and covering the world. We bring you the latest news, analysis, interviews, and commentary. What about the opinion, you ask? Well, we leave that one up to you. So grab the coffee and let's go. Join me each weekday morning right here for America's First News with me, Matt Ray.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. Indeed will also give you this sticky frog, which will suddenly leap and stick to the face of the perfect hire.
In the Valley, Talk Radio 1680 KGED Super Tuesday coverage, joined by a litany of individuals here, starting with our fearless leader, Guillermo Moreno, Johnny Bag of Donuts, and Chris Stetsko. By the way, we have decided that if this was The View, you would have to be the Meghan McCain of the group, Chris.
And you'd
why?
be
Because I'm fat and ugly.
Yeah, and then I would of course have to be the Whoopi because black. Are there
your dreads? Navarro, when she's on, Anna Navarro's like,
you're Anna
Navarro. I'm a Republican, but
I'm a Republican. I just hate everything about Republicans. Okay. We have on the line here the man going up against. Well, we just figured out he is going to be going up against Maxine Waters, our friend, somebody who John even has a financial interest in. He gave money to Joe Collins.
I did.
Joe Collins on the line, brother. Yes. We are all very happy that we are able to have this conversation. You have advanced. How you feel?
You know what? I feel very blessed. I feel very blessed. I won. President Trump won. We have a lot of conservatives in California that have won. Whether we came in first or second place, I guess that's to the general election. Now we can start to turn California red again. So I feel very blessed. I'm elated, and I appreciate everyone who has voted for me.
Joe Collins on the line. He's going up against Representative
Maxine Waters.
I feel good.
James Brown.
Hey, let's just get right down to it. It's an uphill battle. Let's just let's be real here. But you're such a great candidate. We've spoken before. What do you got to do, man? I'm sure you start work tomorrow. How are you going to take down Maxine Waters?
You know what? The best thing that we can do is we have to start telling people that, being in poverty, being poor should never be the norm. And what Maxine Waters has done, she's created this atmosphere in South Los Angeles that it's okay to be poor. It's okay to be norm. It's okay to be poor. It's okay to live in poverty because this is what you're supposed to be. And I need to educate the people and let them know that, no, that's not true. You don't have to be poor. This is not some third world country. This is America. Everybody has an opportunity to be wealthy. Everybody has an opportunity to create their own version of the American dream. And so that's what we have to do. That's what we have to continue to do.
Hey, this is Chris Stetzko. Are you going to have a 4 a.m. party outside her Bel Air house to wake up Maxine like they did for Antifa?
No, you know what? I'm gonna let her sleep. I'm spending time with my family. But I'll tell you what we will do. Going into the general election, we're going to give her a heart attack. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to work hard. We're going to show people that, look, this is how you gain wealth. This is how you gain financial independence. This is how you gain financial freedom. This is how you create your own version of the American dream. That's what we're going to do. And she can like it or not, but this is how it's going to be. Because I feel like people in South Los Angeles are tired of the status quo, and the status quo is Democrats feeling like if you give us a handout from the government, that we are supposed to live in mediocrity. We have to take mediocrity from being a norm, take being in poverty from the norm, take being poor from the norm, and show them that, look, you have an option. You have a better option. You have an option to where you can create your own American dream.
All right, we're speaking to Joe Collins. He's going up against Maxine Waters. Joe, I just wanted to say thank you. I feel like my financial investment went to a good cause. And
thank you. I appreciate that.
I know it's an uphill battle, but keep the fight going. She's got to get out of there.
Who was that?
That was my campaign strategy. We out here. We're in a very good place out here. We're celebrating that. People in the streets are going crazy that we are in second place, and we have an opportunity to beat Maxine Waters in this district.
Well, they definitely feel good.
Look, we all feel good. America should feel good about this. This is not only a victory for me. This is the victory for America. A candidate from South Central, black Republican, U.S. Navy veteran running against the angry old woman, Maxine Waters. It's great. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling for everyone.
All right.
Semper Fi.
Can we talk now?
You're good. You're good, Jared.
Oh, okay. All right.
Go, Joe!
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So, Colin, what are you? I mean, the president. He's got the blacks. He's got the Mexicans. He's got all these.
He's got the Jews.
He's got all these coalitions.
Everybody.
What coalitions are? Because here's what I hear when you speak, and let's just be blunt. Okay, your coalition is a lot more.
You guys drinking over there or what?
Everybody's excited.
Okay, your coalition is a lot less race-based and a lot more just a lot of poor, downtrodden people in her district. Is that going to be enough to unify these people over Maxine Waters?
You know what? The same way they've been brainwashed to be poor and live in poverty is going to be the same way that we get them out of this thing. And it's providing opportunity, providing value, and showing them that there is the better way.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this quick question. Has Maxine Waters agreed to any debates?
Maxine Waters,
how does that work?
She's ran away from every single debate that we tried to set up. When it comes to even candidate forums, when she's obligated to come, she misses them. When it comes to debate, we've had even different organizations try to get debate. She's missing them. Maxine Waters is scared. Maxine Waters is so scared that she's actually started to come out and campaign.
What?
And she never campaigns. But because I'm black, I'm a Republican, and the people in the district like me, she's actually out campaigning right now, which I, in my opinion, think is wonderful.
Joe Collins, a Republican who's going to go on and hopefully defeat Maxine Waters. Has the president reached out to you? Has the Trump campaign reached out to you? What kind of support are you going to get from the party?
Let me tell you this. I got a letter that was handwritten by Ronna McDonough from the RNC asking me to become one of the advisors for the RNC advisory board. And you know what? I think it's a great thing. It's a step up for black people in the Republican Party. It's a step up for me. It's a step up for America. I think this is what we need. We need to start showing people that the Republican Party is not old, rich white men. The Republican Party now is a diverse group of people who want to see everybody succeed.
Hey, Joe, it's Stetzko. Quick question. Hey, are Are you going to play a game of Where's Waldo to Maxine Waters' house in the district? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. She doesn't live in the district.
You must talk to my strategist because she said the same thing. We need to do that. Where is Waldo? Except we'll call it. Where is Maxine?
Yeah.
Hey, we'll take some of that strategist money. We'll advise you too, Joe.
Look, we know where she is. She's up in her $5 million mansion in Hancock Park.
Yeah.
Ignoring our district, ignoring the people who are struggling to make ends meet. We know where she is.
Absolutely.
Joe Collins, where can people get involved in your campaign? Which actually has some life.
JoeCollinsforCongress.com. Please go to my website. Email me. I answer the majority of emails that come. So go to my website, JoeCollinsforCongress.com. Email me. I'm on Twitter at JoeCollins43rd. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at CollinsForCongress43. And I appreciate your support. I appreciate you allowing me to be on the radio. I appreciate America. I appreciate the district. I appreciate everybody having the trust and faith in me to beat Maxine Waters and take our country to another level. This is what we need.
Joe Collins, thank you so much for coming on, sir. God bless you.
Good job. Congrats.
And Johnny's gonna drop another $1,000 in the bank. It'll post in the morning.
I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna say it clear this time. Stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
See, last time
you're like, did you say stay black? No, stay blessed. Stay blessed, you guys. I really appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Last time,
I totally forgot about that.
We thought he said stay black, but he said stay blessed. Yes. Wait, why not say both? Why not say both? That's what I don't understand. But
he remembers that. That's great.
What a night it's been, boys.
Yeah.
Right, I must say, your mom. By the way, they were having a lot of fun.
They said they were ecstatic.
Yeah, John and I have been crapped up in the studio all day. I want to go have fun like those people.
They need to come over here and help out Kevin Cookingham celebrate.
Oh, come on,
right? That's what they got to do. I'm just saying.
So he advances and you still crap on him.
Oh, come on.
No.
I just said, hey, why not have a campaign party?
I said,
have a campaign party.
I said, if he advances, are you going to be a little nicer to him? And you said yes.
And I just wanted to have a party. I didn't want to have to come back and be in the studio with you guys. We were all cramped in here together. I could have been at another campaign party right now.
Well, if Meghan McCain wasn't in here, can you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know we love you, not really.
No, you don't.
Now, listen.
I'm sorry, Whoopi.
Listen, can you?
I always knew that hair weave with a fake.
Listen, can you admit you were wrong about Cookingham, please?
Oh, what do you mean?
You said he wasn't going to make it.
And can you ask the question?
You said Cookingham was not going to make it. Can you please admit that you were wrong?
Can I get in a sentence?
Oh my gosh, he's going full lawyer on me. Just say you were wrong, all right?
It's a long night. There's still a lot of ballots to be counted. No.
Now you sound like Nathan.
But we were wrong.
Yeah.
All right?
Now you sound like Nathan Alonso. There's a lot of votes to be counted.
Hey, leave Nathan alone, Nathan. Come on.
What?
Did you see some of the mailers?
No, I don't live there.
They were vicious. I mean, talk about it was bad. I think those have probably been some of the worst mailers I've ever seen.
Who'd they come from?
Well, it was bad at each other.
So they were both being savages.
Well, it's called a campaign.
Yeah, but I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen that in a while.
All right.
I haven't seen that since last election.
Wow. And since that election, you hadn't seen it since the last election. Talk Radio 68 KGED. Our final thoughts. The View continues. Who knew The View was on KGED? We're coming up in the world. Talk Radio 68 KGED. Final thoughts on this Super Tuesday, which hasn't been half bad, right after this.
Online They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
800-917-1386. 800-917-1386. 800-917-1386. That's 800-917-1386.
At AT&T, we believe that access to affordable home internet brings you incredible opportunities. You can enjoy the power to explore a digital world of possibilities and connect with family, friends, and the things that matter most. That's why there's access from AT&T. If you are a California resident and a member of your household participates in SNAP or receives SSI benefits, you may qualify for home internet at a discounted rate of $10 a month or less. No commitment, no deposit, no installation fee. Plus, get an in-home Wi-Fi gateway included at no extra cost. Call 1-855-220-5211 or visit att.com/access now to learn more.
SNAP refers to the Federal Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. SSI refers to the Federal Supplemental Security Income Program. Pricing excludes taxes and fees, includes 1 terabyte of data per month. Data overage charges apply. For details about data allowance, go to att.com/internet-usage. Geographic and service restrictions apply.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. Indeed will also give you the sticky frog, which will suddenly leap and stick to the face of the perfect hire. Okay, there's no sticky frog.
Zimbalta tonight. Tonight ended up being a much happier night than I thought it would be. Maybe Fresno is not as bad as we make it out to be. Well, as I make it out to be anyway. But we are now joined by the Central Valley Vice Regional Chair. That title could not be any longer. Lisa Moreno, how are you tonight?
I'm great. I'm very excited. I'm super happy.
And you have, we won't get into the dress thing, but you wore a Joe Biden blue dress on election night.
This is a Latina royal blue.
I tried to listen, Miss Moreno, I love you, but blue doesn't belong to any race of people, though.
I claimed it.
Okay. She literally Christopher Columbus'd the color blue, I guess.
As of now.
All right. All right. What are your perspectives on everything that's been going on tonight?
It was great. I really think that there was a lot of enthusiasm, right, Lupe?
Yes, there was.
We attended quite a few events this night, and we're able to see the enthusiasm of the supporters of the candidates locally, the sponsors, the contributors to the campaigns, the families of the candidates that were running, and just a lot of familiar faces in the area. We saw a senator, we saw school board members, we saw many people that it was nice to say hello to.
What all events did you go to exactly? Where were you schmitten?
We went to a couple of places throughout Fresno. There was some in central Fresno, some downtown Fresno, some north Fresno.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you have with you right here. Here's the one thing, okay, because I don't know how the numbers work or whatnot, but Arambula's numbers didn't look nearly as good as I thought they should. He was up by it was at 1.10 and then it dipped to 9 or something. It wasn't as good as I thought. Probably because the candidate's not as good as this one that we have in studio. But Lupe Espinoza, I'm saying that correct, right?
That's correct.
Joining us in studio. Hopefully you'll run and give him hell one more time. What do you make of tonight? You've been in this position. You've had election nights.
Yes.
Where I'm sure were a lot more stressed out than you are now.
Yes.
What do you make of tonight?
It was fun because I was not in that position of being, you're really nervous about what those results are going to be. The nice thing about some of these races, especially, you know, the ones that are state and higher, it's top 2. So as long as no one else is running, you're pretty much, you know, guaranteed a spot in the November election. But there was a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of excited people on all sides. And I was very happy to be able to participate on the other side of it.
Now, Lisa, Valley-wise, we did pretty, it's still early, but we did pretty good. What work is going to be done? Because it looks like your all hands on deck moment, which is usually all of our races, but it appears to only be one, is District 4. What needs to happen there between now and November?
Oh, well, not only in District 4, but...
That's not good when you start off with... Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm looking more statewide and region-wide. Region-wide, we're really excited about Valadale being up right now.
And up big, by the way.
Yes,
big.
And I called that actually, though. I called Valadale's race being one of the seats that we would be taking back, in addition to in Orange County, Michelle Steele and Young Kim.
How are they doing?
Very well, very well. And I said this a couple of weeks ago. John and I on Politics of Scripture were talking about how I was predicting that the Republican candidates this year were not only strong, but they were very promising. And we're seeing that in the election results tonight. Locally, it's going to be a process of time for us to take the city council back into a conservative stance. But we are starting on good grounds with...
Guess what, Lisa, calling in to us from Modesto is the person who just laid the smacketh down on the prodigal son, Josh Harder, is Ted House joining us. Congratulations on a great victory in Modesto. Ted, thank you for joining us here on KGED.
Chris, thanks for having me this evening.
Yeah, we have Jarris Jackson, John Machico, and also joining us is the Republican Party Central Valley Regional Chair, Lisa Moreno.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hey, Ted. How's it going? I'm so excited for you. I remember when I first met you over a year ago. It was a cold day in November, and we had a chat outside of one of the Central Committee meetings in, was it Stanislaus County, I believe?
Yes.
And you told me that you were going to run, and we had a heart-to-heart. Your wife was there, and I was excited for you. And praise God, I'm excited to hear of your victory tonight.
Yeah, well, I am really proud of our volunteers and how hard we've worked, and our Get Out the Vote effort, it really shows tonight.
And not only did you beat the prodigal son, but outright, but the numbers from the other Republicans, it is just an outright slaughter looking at what's going into November for you. It just looks that good for you. Do you think that Washington, D.C. and the rest of the state now realize that District 10 is now on the map?
Yeah, we hope so. We hope that they see the numbers. They see that we've got a legitimate chance to win this district back. Mostly, we hope that they see how hard we're willing to work to get it done. Now, we're under no illusions. We know that come first thing tomorrow morning, we're going to have a massive target on our back, and we expect this to be a battle, but we think we can get the job done.
Ted, I really think that seeing the support that you've gotten in the community and throughout the region with so many volunteers from the get-go, I met people that night, I won't forget, it's been over a year, that said they were all in for you. They were going to volunteer. They were going to walk precincts. What do you think is the biggest communication that you'd like to give us right now for Republicans, especially in San Joaquin and Stanislaus County, in Merced, even as far as Madera and Fresno? What can we do as Republicans to continue to push your seat forward and gain a victory?
Well, I'll tell you, for us, it is just to get out there and spread the word that the Central Valley is an area that Republicans can and should succeed in. We need to work together, and we need to commit to give local Republicans the resources needed to fight these battles. We've been very fortunate that agriculture has pulled together and really supported us. Now we've got to get everybody in from the rest of the area, and this isn't just a battle of Stanislaus County or District 10. We are going to need support from all over the valley, from all over the state, to take back these seats that we can take and regain control of the House of Representatives. If we want to see real change in this country, that continues, to push the economic message that makes life more affordable for residents, not only here in the Valley, but across the country, then we're going to have to work hard to get control of the House.
Really excited for you. I really agree with you. I think that we have to pull together as a party, as Republicans, not only county-wide, but region-wide. You are in a couple of counties away from Fresno, but Fresno, Madera, Tulare, Kings, we all have to pull towards you so that we can all support you and make sure that we take you right past that finish line.
Yeah, I agree, and we look forward to working with everyone. People may not realize, but I'm a Kings County product by nature. I grew up in Hanford, graduated from Hanford High School, so we look forward to pulling some support from down in Kings and Tulare and Fresno counties also.
Absolutely, we'll have to do some fundraisers out here for you.
That always
I would
sounds good.
appreciate that.
Ted, how do people get involved with your campaign?
Hey, go to our website. It's tedhowze.com, just my name, Ted, Howze. There's a place you can sign up there if you want to volunteer for the campaign. Also, if you feel like you want to make a donation that goes towards, helping us take this seat back, like all, websites, there's a portal to do that also. I mean, we would love to have you either boots on the ground knocking on doors for us or campaign donations helping us to get our message out. Either one would be great.
Thank you, Ted. What I'd like to hear are final thoughts on this, I don't know if I'd say glorious Super Tuesday, but decent Super Tuesday.
Glorious is great.
Until you go to District 4. Final thoughts after this. Glotarade juice. The Glotarade has been all for Guillermo all evening, but I am the only one.
I've been right the whole time.
Well, except in this case, I predicted correctly that this man would advance. And Guillermo, do you want to admit that you were wrong yet, or are you still going to take a
I'm not going to admit I'm wrong yet. Listen, there's still a lot to be, and you know Jim Costa. He always shows up with some ballots, and there's Democrats in the race, so you just never know.
Okay, well,
I don't make results until I see. I don't make final determinations until I see everything.
As the only one that actually predicted how this would actually happen, Kevin Cookingham advancing into the top 2 and on the line. Mr. Cookingham, congratulations, sir. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting to say this for a while.
Well, I hope you're right. We do have a ways to go. We've got quite a few more votes coming in, but I'm excited about the way it's looking so far.
Oh yeah, don't worry, you'll be there, sir. Go ahead, Guillermo. You can lead off with this one.
Oh, I will. Hey, so Steve Frank emailed me because he had said that this was going to happen. He said all you got to do now is convince the progressives to vote for you, and you're in.
That's what I'm thinking.
How are you going to do that?
Our whole strategy, and I won't go over our strategy, but our whole strategy will change for this after this election. So if we get in there in those top 2, which I believe we will, everything changes.
You know how happy it makes me, and again, we won't jinx anything there, but you know how happy it makes me that you beat Soria? Oh, that just makes me so happy. So,
well, I'll tell you, I'm totally excited. We have been following this thing all night, just trying to see every update. I don't know why it's taken so long to get the results in, but I'm hoping they come in quickly because I'm on pins and needles this whole time.
So what's the pivot towards this? You said, and obviously don't give away too much, but I've seen kind of how the campaign is run. I've been to a lot of your events. What are you pivoting towards going towards November?
Well, again, there's 2.5 times. The reason so many people were thinking it was going to be Soria Acosta is because there's 2.5 times the Democrats as Republicans in the District 16. So obviously it means I'm going to have to go over after more Democrats, not just the ones I've got so far. I'm going to have to go over a lot more and win them over. So everything will be focused on that.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. Elizabeth Heng, Johnny Teixeira. Johnny came the closest. So, you got to, in a primary, you run further to the right. You're going to go into the middle. You're going to bump into Acosta. So how are you going to be able to, how are you going to get Democrats without still satisfying our base?
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to, I think my strength is jobs. And I think jobs appeal to Democrats, independents, NPPs, and Republicans. And that's my forte. That's what I did for the last 7 years with Clovis Unified. And what we would do, look, nobody wants to be a slave. Nobody wants to be, well, some do. Some like to be dependent, but that's a small group of people. I think most people need to be positioned for success. And the way you do that is you point people in the right direction and help them get to where they need to be by getting them into CTE programs, career tech education programs at Fresno City College, Clovis Community College, and others, as well as the adult schools in our area. And then they can be positioned for not just minimum wage jobs, but jobs they can support a family on. And I think, being that that's my strength, it's something that we did successfully with a strong team at Clovis Adult for 7 years. I think I can win people over.
Now, I'm excited for this one-on-one debate. And then, listen, this is what we say to all the Republicans who end up winning. For the love of God, do not go easy on Costa whatsoever. All right? His record is absolutely atrocious. And, well, just don't let him off easy. And I don't think you will.
If he debates.
That's a good point.
It's Jim Costa.
Hey, Kevin, he's
not going to debate.
Yeah.
Kevin, it's Stetsko. You don't have any videos praising Costa from 2 to 5 years ago, do you?
No, I'll make sure I don't ever do that. I learned a lesson from watching this commercial.
Yeah.
Man. Kevin Cookingham advancing to the dismay of a lot of local Republicans.
Yeah,
but advancing nonetheless. Don't you worry, brother.
I'm
there with
3 people on
that was a hard one.
TV telling me that all 3 were saying it would be, Costa and Soria. So I was yelling at the TV.
Oh yeah, don't forget those fools.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's what I had predicted too. I'm not gonna, I tell it the way it is. That's what I thought.
I knew that. I could tell. I was a little irritated, to be honest. I knew that.
I don't listen. You don't come on the station and I give softballs. It's just not the way I play. We're not corporate radio.
Kevin Cookingham. Now listen, you got to get out there and you got to start walking these streets like, well, we won't say that, but you got to get out there and you got to start doing stuff. How do people get involved with this campaign?
Did somebody say walk the streets?
Well, I hope your listeners do get involved. We have a lot of great groups going. We have huge groups in Merced helping out in Madera. Liberty Coalition has been amazing. They have about 500 people involved. And so they can just go to my website, cookinghamforcongress.com. They can click on endorse, donate, volunteer. Would love to have more people involved in this. We got to take back the House. That's the big thing.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Kevin Cookingham, God bless you, sir. And prayers answered that you advanced tonight. Thank you, sir.
Great job, Kevin.
Thank you so much. God bless you guys.
You couldn't even give him a good job.
You got to be careful with that Liberty Coalition group as well. I just got to say, no, you really do. You really do.
Okay, tell us why.
There's I just listen. I don't want to give the Democrats any fodder, but we've seen this before. We've seen newspapers that come about during election times. I've read a couple of the issues of the Liberty Coalition. There's no FPPC numbers for some of the advertisements, but I think I've said too much on that. But you got to be really careful. You know, it's campaign season. You don't want to give the other side any type of fodder, which I just did. But it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't.
Why, that Tea Party is just a little too much. Yeah, we heard that 10 years ago.
All right, here we go. Chris,
let's go. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts?
Kick it off.
Okay, it's going to come down to Bernie and Biden. They're going to be splitting the contested. No, listen. They're going to be splitting the votes down. It's not winner take all like it is on the Republican side. There's going to be a brokered convention, and you're going to see a floor revolt.
Should be fun.
And somebody is going to have a floor revolt, leading to somebody trying to steal the nomination from the floor, and you are going to see all-out war in Milwaukee in the summer.
Final. Does Sanders, does Bloomberg get out tomorrow or not?
No, not yet.
All right. Fearless leader?
No, it's going to go Machico. Machico's final thoughts.
All right. Biden surprised me.
Yeah.
I have to say it. It looks like he's going to take Texas. So kudos to him. I didn't see it. I didn't think he had it, but he's done. Maybe it's just a matter of the fact that he's running against the socialists that he's gotten it. But I also learned that if it came down to throwing hands, that his wife was more apt to do it than him.
Yes.
You know, by looking at the protesters that jumped on stage today, she was the one out there protecting him.
It's like she's more of a mom than a wife.
She is. And then she turned him around and said, just keep talking.
Yeah.
You know, like she completely guided him through the whole thing. You know, again, I think Texas was a big deal. I was fixated on it all day because I was just surprised that it happened. And I do think that Bloomberg taps out tomorrow. And I think Warren should tap out tomorrow, too.
I agree. Warren's done. She didn't even carry her home state.
Yeah, she couldn't carry her home state. She came in third.
In her home state.
Yeah, she came in third in her home state. I just don't see that there's really no path for her. But I do think that I think that Bloomberg, I think he's going to say $200 million. I've spent enough time. I've spent enough money.
All right, the biggest one, it's got to come out of the 16th district. And actually, I wanted to get your opinion on this, Guillermo, because I never even
It's final thoughts, Jairus.
What? I don't give a damn.
That's final thoughts. We don't have that much time left. You give final thoughts.
Soria, at the end of all of this, especially if Costa ends up winning, she's going to just have egg on
Which
her
he
face.
will. You get that, right?
Okay.
You don't be delusional.
Soria.
Costa's going to win. He manages to get in every single time. It's a general. Let's be real.
Okay.
Don't be living a pipe dream.
Okay.
Don't be in Joe Biden la land.
Okay. Are you done?
What's your question?
Okay, here we go. So, Soria is going to be damaged after this whole thing. She comes in third tonight, and Costa goes on to win. Aren't people going to be sitting there going, why the hell did you go through this exercise?
I mean, listen, it's the Democrat Party. They got their bench is deep. Is she damaged? I mean, anybody that loses an election is damaged. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's for dog catcher, all the way up. That is very true. But Democrat seats, I don't see any that are coming up. Arambula is going to stay there. State Senate, she would be in State Senate.
He can't run.
Hurtado, I think so.
He can't run for State Senate the way the assembly is.
Soria.
Oh, Soria.
We're talking about Soria. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know what her options are right now.
Well, that's my final. The big loser of the night, if things hold, has got to be Soria, hands down.
Jans.
Come on, buddy. You're fixated with Kevin Cookingham's race, but that's not reality. I think the biggest loser of the night was.
What did I
Jans.
say? That wasn't reality.
You just said that she was the biggest loser. Jans was the biggest loser. Anyhow, so listen up. This is my final thoughts. I told y'all. I told you. I didn't tell you. I told you, and I told you at the very outset of this entire presidential thing. I said Joe Biden's going to be the candidate. I don't know how I was blessed with so much wisdom, but I was. Told you back then. Here's the reality, though, and this is what I'm afraid of. At some point in time, we got to be able to have this, this talk, and we got to be able to defeat socialism. I know Hugh Hewitt, I know Larry Elder, that was a part of our program today, said, hey, at the end of the day, we got to beat socialism. I'm telling you right now, defeating Bernie Sanders is not going to put an end to the socialist push. No. They're like cockroaches. Then there's going to be a young one named AOC.
They'll probably just ignite it, actually.
And it's going to be a bunch of young socialists that are going to take the mantle.
One head off, two more will pop up.
You're not going to be able to stop the socialist push. Bernie Sanders is in some real trouble right now because the establishment, I haven't seen the Democrat establishment been this together since they led the impeachment push against President Trump. They are right now together on defeating Bernie Sanders. And really, the Democrats are doing our job for us when you think about it, because the guy that you want to go up against, if you're President Trump, is Joe Biden. He's going to make him look like a fool. Joe Biden right now he's in the driver's seat, really. Bernie Sanders, he's got some hope, but not much left. Here locally, name ID, man. It's all about name ID, name ID, name ID. Jerry Dyer won the night because of his huge name ID. It comes down to that.
It didn't.
Final thoughts here. Yeah, that's my final thoughts here. You had your 2 minutes. Jerry Dyer's name ID and his persona, his character. He's an icon in Fresno. I mean that's why he won. Andrew Jans has been around the bush. I don't even think he wanted to run for mayor of Fresno. He didn't even want a mayor. Nobody cares about the judgeships. They're all liberal anyways. So that's the reality. Now, as far as city council, here's what everybody has to realize. Jerry Dyer can be tough, and he's going to be tough. But when you have a veto-proof city council, they're the ones that are going to call the shots. So we're in Talk Radio, we're going to have a fun time over the next 4 years because there's going to be a lot of clashes. The city council is going to go left. Jerry Dyer is going to try, and there's going to be a lot of battles headed for city council. But at the end of it, I think hopefully something good will come out of it. I'm not sure, but I do want to say this as we end our election coverage here. I want to say a special thanks to Congressman Devin Nunes, who came on at the onset of the program. Diamond and Silk, Mark Lauder with the president's campaign, President Trump's strategic communications deputy. I also want to thank Diamond and Silk. Jessica Patterson, the chairwoman of the California Republican Party. Jerry Dyer and his campaign staff for giving us that exclusive interview as soon as he won. Esmeralda Soria, Tyler Maxwell, Nelson Esparza, everybody that really joined in. And of course, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank Jairus Jackson, John Machiko, Chris Stetsko, Jose Monroy, our board op earlier today, Woody Pena, our board op now, Jay Bohannon, making sure in our white beast of a van we were able to make sure everything was connected. A lot of these election nights don't come easy, and there's a lot of moving parts. So I want to thank everybody here on the Talk Radio 1680 team for pulling off a great election night coverage. We're live and local. We're not corporate radio, so I want to appreciate everybody that made this night possible.